The Soul Stream has begun. Mortal Kombat Online, the Realm Kast live show, bringing you the latest news, thrilling interviews, and much more, all live and in real time. And the best part, you can be part of the action. So join in on the conversation by chatting with us live, where your voice can be heard. I am your co-host, or I'm your host, the Mortal Kombat Phantom, and with
Also
me as always is our co-host, our very own lore master Yanni. Welcome, Yanni.
Thank you, Phantom. And today we don't actually have a guest. Today's episode is more of a bit of an analysis commentary on footage we've just seen at Summer Games Fest, the Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay reveal. I think that 8-hour episode we did after the initial reveal was definitely enough guests to last us till the next game, though, don't you think?
I definitely think so. And I have double audio all of a sudden. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was so confused because I kept hearing myself twice. Oh, that footage, that everything. Like, I'm so excited right now. And I'm excited to see everybody joining us in the chat today. Welcome, everybody. Yanni, do you want to shout at anybody in particular while...
Everybody. It's cool seeing that everybody's already in the chat as we're kicking off. So, and I see that TV Lord Overcry says hi there, Realm Kast, so hi to you too. And we are going to be discussing what we just saw. So first, I'm curious to see in the comments. Let us know what you all thought. I'm seeing Johnny Bricks. You're saying it looked really awesome. Loving the graphics. Yes, that does look awesome, and a very interesting observation by Canyon Osgood. With looks like interactables are gone. That is a curious one. Maybe it's just not in this version, but maybe it's gone as well. That is definitely something interesting. And also another good observation from Canyon Osgood. Johnny has his MK9 forward 4. And that's something that I do want to discuss, actually. Yes, Quincy Brown. I thought the same thing. Very reminiscent of Louis Tanner's Genshi.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah.
I got that vibe from what's that show that he's in? Is it Warrior that I'm thinking of? He's always in a suit.
Yeah. Oh no, there's the other one that's on.
The one with Joe Taslim.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it right now. But yeah,
not sure it's Warrior.
Maybe it's Warrior. I was thinking of the other one that he's in, like Phoenix Rising or something like that. I can't remember the name of the show.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Yes, it is Warrior that I'm thinking of. But no, it's not Warrior that I'm thinking. No, I know what you're talking about, and I don't even have the name now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Phantom, at some point, do you mind bringing up the video so we can stream it and go into detail? Definitely into the Badlands, Quincy. But I'm thinking about where he's wearing a suit. There's something where he's in a suit more so than what's that one that I'm thinking about?
Come on, somebody in the comments has to help him out because
it's gonna annoy the hell out of me.
Wu Assassins.
Wu Assassins. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yanni, which video do you want first?
Let's go through the actual gameplay video first. Okay. Just so everybody's aware, we are focusing all in today on what we just saw because we watched it together, and this time it wasn't in 1080p for me because he's the one streaming it. So, but I'll still take what I got. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in between 480 trying to become 720p, but was definitely good. Get us off the screen, man. Get us off the screen or on the side or something. Make this full screen for everybody.
Here we go.
Just in case for anybody before you play this, Phantom. Just in case for anybody who's not aware, you can join and interact in the live chat with us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You could just find any of those links via realmkast.com, just in case you're watching somewhere where you can't really chat with us. Pick one of the above and, join in the chat. We're going to be having a bit of a fun time here discussing what we've seen today, getting all of your thoughts on what we've seen, and giving our own thoughts as well. Phantom is quite the experienced FGC member. So he's going to be talking all about framed. I'm not even going that far. But without further ado, shall we get into what we just saw? One viewing first, and then we can discuss it.
Yeah. So first, we're gonna watch just the gameplay trailer first. The Summer Games Fest had more footage, and we also have that queued up, so we can kind of go through that a little bit. But first off, check out the revamp of the logo. They added that fire effect that they're utilizing. It looks cool. I don't know. I just, since we're here,
it looks awesome. When we play the video, we can show it off in the background because that was on there for a little while, and that looked so.
All right, you just let me know when I need to pause it. Like,
I mean, let's have a like. Look at this. This is interesting already. Like, this is clearly story in some way. I like this part. This was hilarious because everybody's been making fun of the fact that his hat isn't razor brim.
I have had enough of you.
right. So
Go before I put you down.
I think that kind of goes into, showing the background of how they're gonna make his hat doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he
So
throws a glaive right after, and he actually slashes Sub-Zero's arm, if I see that correctly.
yeah. I don't know. I like what I'm super curious is how this ties into what we've already seen from the other trailer.
Mm,
Do you think any of the stuff on the other trailer was actually story stuff, like Shang Tsung killing basically everybody?
I do. I believe that was story because Ed specifically said we decided to go with a story-based trailer this time rather than just a fight like we usually do. So I just saw that this is in the corner. I believe that this is definitely going to be something that pops up in the story. At least the last one was.
Mike brings up a good point right off the bat. I don't know if you realize this. That's not Mike's comment. That song that's playing from the beginning, that's Zoo's new song, which is something that they just recently released and started advertising. And so, like, unless you're following them closely on Twitter, you might not have noticed, but they just went ahead and announced that Mortal Kombat 1 soundtrack is a collaboration with the artist Zoo. Oh, I'm probably mispronouncing his name like crazy.
Zoo, I'm assuming, but
so yeah, I went ahead and I was listening to a song before we actually started. It's a cool song.
Before you talk about the song, man, that logo, that's what it's all about. That looks so cool to me.
So that's his logo mixed with Mortal Kombat, but it looks great. Like, it's cool. But the song itself, I really wish we could play it on here. I'm afraid that we're gonna get like,
yeah, I wouldn't risk that.
Yeah, I'm already worried about sharing the video that we're showing. But yeah, so you guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the song. Like, it's just cool. It's on Spotify and everything too, so you can listen to it wherever you listen to the Realm Kast, actually. And it has, to me, the music itself is kind of like what they've been doing with Into the Spider-Verse. It's a cinematic type of sound to it, but then they got the overlay of him performing. I don't know if you'd call it rapping or singing, but he's doing it. So yeah, he's performing. Okay, so do you want me to keep going, or is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, a couple of people commenting on the hat, and it's like Survived has just said, do you think Lau works like Jin and he has to work up to the hat, and same thing with Canyon Osgood says the same thing. Maybe earns the hat in the story. I could see that happening. I feel like with this skin, for example, now that he's wearing on the screen in front of us, he just threw a glaive at Sub-Zero, and he just got that off the wall. So for all we know, the animation could be different, and he pulls the glaive. I almost said the hat out of reflex. Pulls the glaive from his waist and throws it. Whereas on a skin where he has the hat, he would throw it from his head. I think
it's going to be related to the story mode. So different parts of the story, you're going to have access to different abilities. So, at this first part, we're not seeing him doing hat throws when he's fighting Sub-Zero. I think that's because during this part in your story, you don't have that ability, and then they'll add it.
Very Deception Conquest kind of style if you're going with that, because Shujiko doesn't have access to most of his moves until even in the actual arcade and versus mode, doesn't have access to his moves until you finish Conquest, or at least.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. That you couldn't do everything until later on.
You literally just had certain combo strings. I think even later combo strings were not available. I could be misremembering that though. But I don't know if they'd go that far for the story with Kung Lao. I have a feeling it's just going to be because he throws the glaive. We literally just see him do that. So it's definitely an ability he has in some capacity. I just
he knows how to throw stuff.
Different. Sure, but you're not going to tell me that the way he throws that is not somewhat similar to how we throw the hat, just the opposite way around, really, from what we see. Unless he starts throwing the hat like that too, like a discus kind of. But what's cool to me is that they might not even just have him wearing a hat. It could be that he brings the hat out of nowhere. We've seen characters do that. They materialize their projectiles.
You're going deep in the gameplay.
Well, we said gameplay. This is gameplay analysis, man. And Caneless asks a good question, which I think we've already gotten the answer to. Do you think variations will be a thing? I don't. I'm pretty sure Ed has specifically said they're moving past it into their new thing, which seems to be cameos.
Yeah, and Canyon kind of posted a little follow up there too. Says Ed confirmed variations are gone.
Yeah.
So I am very excited because I hate variations. I think we've talked about this before. You just give a character their moveset and let us play with them. And that way
it feels like you're getting a fractured character.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like in the whole Katana Molina
joining. Stuff. Mike McDonough, MK Nash. Hello, everybody.
Mortal Kombat Line says
Yakuza Kenshi. Yes, so, he's got the tattoos, I think, on his fingers too.
Yeah, we which is not normal for Yakuza to do that, because usually you want your tattoos to be hidden in Japan. Otherwise, you get looked down upon. You don't get access to certain things. So that's a cool stylistic thing, but they're definitely Yakuza style tattoos. So I'm excited.
The suit in the beginning. Well, let's get there. But although, give us 5 seconds of this part. Can you press play for 5 seconds here? So, what are we seeing in terms of gameplay here? Because pause there. This, to me, what does everybody think? Does this seem like MK11? Does it seem more like MKX? Does it feel like MK9? Does it feel like previous games? Because right there, the vibe I got from just the failed throw into the uppercut was very MK11. But then the gameplay itself kind of makes me think MK9 kind of. And then we get into air combat, as MK Nash just says.
Yeah, I was thinking MK9 right away when I was watching the trailer. I mean, of course, I don't go into gameplay as much as other people do, because I just like
that's what we're here to do today.
But yeah, so it definitely had MK9 vibes to me. I don't know what it is about it, and it's very smooth too. Like,
yes, fluid.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of cuts in between the different moveset and stuff. It just kind of seamlessly goes from one to another, to the point where I'm kind of curious as how it's going to play, because it's so seamless that these punches and stuff that you're seeing on screen, they basically run right into each other.
Yes. Actually, go back a few seconds if you don't mind. And while you do that, I see Quincy Brown and Popeye saying it's very Injustice-like, and I can see that as well, actually. Go back again. Sorry, again. Go back a couple of lefts. Okay, press play. Yeah. See, I'm seeing it. Like, I don't know if he's walking there or if he's dashing. Sub-Zero. Do you know what I mean? Did you see that?
Oh, I was watching Kung Lao. Smooth.
Like, yeah, you see the air combat. He just popped him up there.
Yeah. You mean to fill in that gap?
Kind of, yeah. But here, go there. Play.
Oops, sorry.
Anyway, just play.
Krell says intros were done creative.
There. He's walking. He's just stepping it forward. Yeah, the intros were pretty creative, and I want to comment on that when we get to the discussion between Ed and Jeff. But this looks, I see the Injustice comparison for sure. I definitely do.
Especially with Sub-Zero, the way that he's playing. It reminds me a lot of
Justice 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but less hammers hopefully this time. I think I did see a hammer turn up, but I like the spear at least. That makes more sense. But yeah, Caneless, it does seem a lot more fluid. I'm very happy to see that. This feels like a nice sort of balance between what we've been asking for to go back to sort of MKX, MK9 style and MK11. I personally liked MK11, but I see that it was too slow and became a bit, what's the word? Dull at times, purely because of the lack of strings that the characters had. And yeah, MK9 and MKX bounce attack from MK Nash, MK11 fluid combo system. I see exactly that. And yeah, MK8 air combat too, for sure.
I loved bounce attacks on MK9, setting up those combos.
Yeah, the bounces were a lot of fun. The whole trailer had all over MKX, MK Legacy vibes. Legacy is something I definitely want to bring up, and actually Delar and I already kind of spoke to each other about this a little bit, very briefly. And hi. But Bassett Games brings up a very, very good question, actually.
Yeah, so Bassett Games says, do you think Sony and Jax will be playable or just cameos? The way that everything was presented, I think Sony and Jax are going to be just cameos. Ed did mention on the stream that Sub-Zero and Scorpion will have cameo versions and playable versions. But he didn't specify that for Sony and Jax.
Actually,
and Kano too.
He took that a step further when he was talking about them. Now, this could be a good thing and a bad thing. I'm going to have to loosely paraphrase here. He specifically said, when we're doing these cameo characters, we're trying to do them as callbacks to the earlier games. And we can see that with Sonya, Kano, and Jax's OG outfits, right? And that was the first thing when I saw Sonya. I was like, oh my god, OG outfit! And that makes sense. But I also think that doesn't mean that we won't get them in the story. Personally, I hope we don't. I think it's time that they're dropped for a bit, and I'd like to see NRS show some courage. But I also think that they might cave and put them in. But we'll see how that goes. Caneless says something which I really liked as well, to an extent. And this is something which I chose not to bring up with you on our sort of reaction. I like that cameos are one button action. So for anybody who hasn't noticed, it just seems like they are R1, at least on PlayStation. And so what is that? RB on Xbox, I think. And that is cool. But we did see multiple types of moves, right? In fact, Phantom, if you want to press play so we can actually skip ahead a little bit.
Well, was it MK9 where you would have, if I remember correctly,
combos?
Yeah, and then they would step in for those combos or something? Or was it MK11? What am I thinking
Exactly what I was getting to, yes. So MK9, you had combos where either the character would just like come in and do a punch or something, or a projectile, or you could do a tag combo, which would continue the combo in a way where you could pop them up, if I remember correctly, and then finally they would actually switch in at the end of the combo too.
Yeah.
So this seems to be a sort of, I say evolution, but I also think the tag team is the real way forward. So a bit of an evolution of that in a different direction. I would have preferred tag team personally, and I've seen a lot of people echo this sentiment. But this is looking cool, especially considering, I don't know if anybody noticed, but they seem to be involved in the, whatever they're called, fatal blows, as well as fatalities.
Oh yeah, let's keep watching then.
Yeah.
You have proven worthy of joining us.
Come, there are other champions I must gather.
Gathering people. This is interesting.
It's my family blade.
Donnie has Sento.
Yeah, and Kenshi's pissed.
Yeah. Using a different sword, which actually looks pretty cool now that I see it's kind of hollow.
Yeah, it's like a double bladed.
It's just hollowed in the center of it.
Interesting.
And even in the shadow, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
cool.
tattoos. Yeah. So, Suit Kenshi. What's everybody thinking? I know Delara's in the chat thinking something. Give us the thirst. Suit Kenshi.
I mean, it's awesome. I just saw Survive's comment saying Yakuza Kenshi up above. And yeah. Bazagain says, I don't like how Kenshi is talking down to Raiden. That's weird to me.
Hello from Delara. But that is true. They seem to take the arrogance a little bit here with Kenshi, which is kind of going back to how Kenshi used to be. Again, starting off arrogant.
Well, and then, here's something that I'm kind of thinking too. It kind of, the way that his character is, it's like an older version of arrogant Kenshi from Snowblind. And the next Mortal Kombat Legends movie is Cage Match with Johnny Cage. So I'm kind of curious, now that we've seen Johnny Cage, if the story is going to be based off of this new timeline, or if they're going back and doing something still within the old timeline parameters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they could use Cage Match now as a like more detailed story of Johnny Cage and things that's been happening to Johnny Cage, almost like a precursor to Mortal Kombat 1.
I believe it's going to be an entirely different script from MK1.
You think it's going to be entirely different what?
Yeah, like script. It's not going to be related in some way. I don't see Kenshi coming back for Cage Match in this sort of fashion.
So you think it'll be an hourglass timeline of some sort?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what Jeremy kind of...
Well, he said he had...
Not about Cage Match, but about how they were approaching the stories.
Yeah, well, in the fact that they were able to do that. But that was very much related to Snowblind. So he didn't really give us a lot.
Oh, he
on
did. He
Cage Match.
said even for other, like I've got other scripts and stuff where things are different, and I'm just going with, the fact that the world is our oyster here, considering the hourglass, right? And so for all we know, this could relate. Personally, I don't see it relating to MK1 in some way, but I think you're also not remembering the fact that it's not just in Snowblind that Kenshi was arrogant. It was also prior. That's how he was blinded, which actually leads me to another point. He's not wearing a blindfold here.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And I was wondering, I think we even mentioned during our reaction video, is it didn't seem like he had a blindfold through most of the game. So we'll find out here as we're kind of diving
until he gets
into
his face shoved into the ground by Johnny in the fatality. But there was a comment by, let me see if I can find this.
Arkel McGowan says that's Kenshi's mansion. His sword's on the wall.
This is Johnny's mansion, as far as
it's
the
from the
here.
story. It seems like the dialogue seems like it's Johnny's mansion.
I found the comment. Hingle McCringleberry. I had to say it. Hopefully, cameos will be optional. That is kind of an interesting one, because when you see the roster page, it's completely separate from the cameo page, and I wonder if there's an option to fight without cameos.
Yeah, you mentioned. I heard you mention that earlier as we're kind of flying through all this. Like, it's funny because this was such a quick thing, and we didn't have any time to really discuss anything before we started up our show. So I was like, "Wait, what did you say? There's other menus? What?"
Yeah. This quote, I just want everybody to know. What's a roster, Phantom?
I did not say that. Let's keep going.
Two's mine, and I won't give it up without a fight.
This time, Kenshi. Now this looks sick. This is like MKX and MK9 merged for Kenshi, in my opinion.
All right, and so there we get our first Sub-Zero cameo. Okay. Notice this is classic Sub-Zero though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious if, like, everything we've seen from cameos so far are classic characters.
Yep.
Yeah. And I wonder if that ties.
I was saying to you, that means that Sonya, Kano, and Jax could still be in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's possible. They could have their MK1 versions.
Yeah,
I think it's possible, but I don't know what's going to happen, because I don't know. Maybe Ed was just being very considerate with his words. The fact that we did see Sub-Zero and Scorpion cameos on this. But to me, it kind of sounded like he was, he made sure to point out Sub-Zero and Scorpion had cameos and playables, but he didn't do that with anybody else.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I definitely can see.
But it's Ed.
And I hope that's the case, to be honest. Now, this is interesting. Firstly, I'm not a fan of how long this lasts. This is exactly my problem with the Fatal Blows and MKX. But this looks so good.
And so, and it was a double Fatal Blow too, because you got Sub-Zero's Fatal Blow, and then you got Kenshi's. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, the cinematics on this are going to be so long, and I'm going to get so bored.
Exactly. It's so cool. Like, now, I know I love it. This looks so freaking cool. But then when somebody's using this on me for not even the 400th time, the 10th time, be like, I want to play, not watch. You know what I mean? Which is a shame.
Ed said something pretty cool at the end of it. He said that you'll be able to kind of use your cameos and customize them a little bit more. So you might not see the same cinematic every time. If somebody's playing Kenshi and they have Sub-Zero, you might get one type of Fatal Blow. If they are playing with Sub-Zero and have Sub-Zero, you might get a completely different Fatal Blow. So it might not be completely boring if they've mixed it up enough. But if it's the same cinematic every time, then it's, I don't know.
It could be that they're using a certain animation for the cameo character, and then a different. Like, actually, go to the Fatal Blow beginning. We're calling them Fatal Blows for now, just because that's what we know them as. But go back a bit more. Right before the Fatal Blow begins. Okay, see this? We have Sub-Zero animation. Now, easy transition. See? This disappears, but... Okay, pause there. Easy transition. Sub-Zero sort of teleports into the ground through ice, but that doesn't mean that another character can't just begin their Fatal Blow, their version of the Fatal Blow at that point in time. So I have a feeling that they each have a set animation. There's no way they're making separate animations for every single character's fatal blow, including cameos. So that part where Sub-Zero is teleporting out is going to be, for example, let's just say Scorpion throwing his kunai instead of Kenshi charging forward. With
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mike says that double fatal blow looks too Japanimation to me. So I'm assuming it means like, you know, a bit too cartoony looking.
Like anime.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. And you know, I think that's kind of been the issue since we started getting fatal blows with MKX and 11, or I forgot what it was called in MKX, but the
X-rays.
yeah, the X-rays in MKX and the fatal blows in 11 were very different from the X-rays in MK9. They were basically kill shots. Like here we have Sub-Zero stabbing Johnny Cage in the head twice, and then it keeps playing. So, you know, it's just kind of leaning into that brutality to make it into something that's like, what is this? What are we getting here? Are we? We're going past believability, and that's something that.
But that's what MK's always done.
Yeah, to a point, but like it wasn't until the end that you got, like it's in the past. It's always been at the end that you get to do your finishing move. You get to do your final thing that kind of kills them, but. With MKX is where they started doing this whole, I'm going to rip out your heart, throw it on the ground, stomp it, and then keep fighting you for another round. And it's just kind of ridiculous. It's like a bit over the top to like, I hear a lot of people complaining about it. I complain about it a little bit. I mean, I played for the fun of it, but yeah, that kind of sucks.
I definitely get what you're saying. For me, the biggest issue is just how long they seem to drag on now. I mean, if you compare, I think we talked about this last time. MK9's X-rays were 2 moves, two hits. MKX 3, MK11. I don't know how many hits, but that thing dragged on for ages. It was very long, too long. And this looks to be taking it even further. And that's one issue I have with this, because I'm personally okay with the cameo system, and I actually believe the cameo system will not be optional. I think it's a core part of the gameplay, and that's okay with me, except. I don't like that I'm going to have to sit there and every time somebody uses a fatal blow on me, I have the time to pick up my phone, see if Phantom has messaged me, see what the hell he wants me to do now, reply to him, put my phone back, and still have time to have a drink of water before I'm able to play. Slight exaggeration, but you get me. It's too long.
Nash says, oh, well, Kenshi is fully Japanese here by the looks of it. Was Kenshi not fully Japanese in the past story?
Yeah, that's how I took it. I mean, I get what he's saying. They're sort of leaning into it a lot more this time.
Yeah.
Although, is that? I'm looking at in the background. Is that like an Egyptian figure?
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, this is Johnny's house, right? So
I know. I'm just saying, like, oh, speaking of culture and everything right now in Origins, here we are.
He's probably an archaeologist in this version.
Well, I find it interesting that the reason I say that is because we see Sento on the wall, so he obviously has, something Japanese, and now he's got something ancient Egyptian. Maybe he does collect this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense to the storyline that Johnny Cage just kind of collects this eclectic stuff from all over the world, and then
including flamingo floaties, as Mike says. Now, Mike actually did a bit of math for us. 24 by 16, 384. Too many doubles. So there's a lot of combinations that we can have here, and so there's no way they're doing separate animations for all. And bear in mind, this is just base as far as we can tell so far. Imagine with DLC. Lightsaber. I like it. It does look kind of lightsaber. You guys see that?
All right.
I was about to say Sento, but that's not Sento. But yeah, keep going. Look at the camera, like the dynamic camera with the throw.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
So real quick, you just you and Beck Domsam both mentioned just now that the blade is not Sento that Kenshi's fighting with. Again, I think we're going to see kind of limited abilities throughout the story mode. We didn't see it so much there in that scene because we saw the X-ray moves, but I don't know. I think as you progress in the story, you're going to get different weapons and stuff to kind of
go back, and I'll prove you wrong right now. Go back to the start of that fight with Johnny and Kenshi. Sure, that's not Sento, but that doesn't mean he's not going to have sword abilities or telekinesis. Like, you literally see it in the fight, aside from the middle blows. No, go back. Further. Start of the fight.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's it. Done.
Well,
you could be right in that we unlock abilities as we play, but there is no way you're going to tell me that just because he doesn't have Sento there, that he's not going to use, swordsman abilities and telekinesis.
that's kind of dumb.
Why?
Well, if he doesn't have Sento, why does he have Sento abilities?
Sento is what allows him to increase his abilities. He has them innately.
If Kung Lao doesn't have a blade hat, then how is he cutting you up with his straw hat early on in the game? You know what I mean? Like,
well, he's not. It's bouncing off Sub-Zero's head.
Well, in the story, yeah, but in the actual gameplay, if that's the case, they're just
maybe it appears, or maybe he's throwing a glaive, like we said. Cover this, man. Keep up.
I don't know.
Actually, where do we see the Johnny Shadow kick? That's a good point. Why have you skipped ahead so far?
You're not. Okay, let's go back to one here.
Maskless Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Who are you again?
Lord
Oh,
Liu
yes.
Kang, protector of Earthrealm, god of fire.
Gotcha.
There's Jack.
He even says gotcha, you hear it?
Oh yeah.
This is just, this is 3D era. Whoa.
You have skills, Raiden, but you're inexperienced.
Whatever experience I lack, I make up for in heart.
For everybody who said Raiden won't have lightning abilities, here we are.
Now, does this mean that Kenshi is there with Liu Kang and his people? Or did Liu Kang just gather them all together and take them into training in this story?
This could be a Mortal Kombat movie kind of moment where they're all training. MK 2021 movie.
I think he gathers them up and then he does the training montage.
Potentially, yeah. Like one thing I did comment on, and we actually posted about this on our pages, is that we've now got, this is a second outfit of Kenshi that we've seen already in just one gameplay trailer. So we actually technically see 3 designs for Kenshi just in today's video.
Well, and then also I just received word that, let me pull
Hey,
this
History
up.
Behind the Warrior. We're gonna unlock Raiden's Arcana. That's why he's got the lightning back.
So the gameplay trailer, if you kind of break it down too, you'll see that cameos actually have different skins too, it looks like. So you can see it background.
Where did this come from?
This came to us from our friends over at Uppercut Editions who are analyzing the trailer as we are talking. So they sent this over to us to have a look.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can see there's Sonya wearing her Mortal Kombat 3 style outfit, and then of course
we're not focusing enough on this. Sonya, look at her face. Who is that?
You think that's what, Liz Malecki?
I mean, no, but definitely inspired, especially with the hairstyle and everything. But
I was thinking that
trying
too.
to compare the first, like, look at her in the MK1 outfit and then the MK3 outfit. Sorry, MK2. Yeah, MK1 outfit. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, MK1, MK3. You think it's a different face?
Look at it. It looks the shape seems a bit different. Maybe it's just the positioning and the
I think she's just straining.
Potentially. I don't know. I'm trying to see if whether or not, because I've seen a lot of activity from Kerry, and I'm wondering if Kerry Hoskins is somehow involved.
Oh,
that would be pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't think any of them are, honestly.
But does this mean that cameos, as you just said, have multiple outfits?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Which, I mean, dress up your characters. That's fun.
Yeah, see, cheekbone and something. Look, line, yeah. A bit different. Yeah, it does seem a bit different, right? It's not just me.
I don't know. It's possible.
Is that an image?
Yeah.
Control scroll in. There you go.
What do you guys think? Is this...
Eyebrows seem the same. Nose is the same. It's the cheekbones that are making me wonder. It could just be the angle, though.
I think it's the angle. I think she's just jumping in and she's doing this kind of face.
Well, let's continue on with the video anyway, and then maybe we can see.
Yeah, we'll see it live in action here in a second.
Literally, in a second. There's a kind of wait, hold on. Did he just have 2, or was that Raiden? Did they swap sides and then he had Kano coming in as
That's a
Kano?
good question.
Yeah, Raiden has Kano.
Oh, okay. Raiden has Kano on this one. Oh,
I
also
am loving the pop-ups, man. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and Raiden's gameplay is very cool. It's much more Shaolin style than he was in 11. Like he's doing.
Abilities really remind me of 11.
Oh, does he? Well, his abilities do, but watch his gameplay. Like he's doing cartwheels and stuff like that. That he's more fluid in kind of in the air than he was in 11.
Well, I mean that's gonna be the case with every character, I think.
Which is great.
You really got mad at Kenshi, huh?
Oh, I know.
This is
What a training
interesting here.
montage. They're training, and then he's like, "I'll teach you, Raiden."
I
And
make
then
up for it
Raiden's
in
like,
heart. So,
Well.
firstly, before we continue, Phantom,
Yes.
tell me about her
shut up, shut up.
braids.
I knew you were talking about that. So, for
Now,
those
this
who
is a
don't
really
know,
interesting scene. Oh yeah, sorry, Phantom, go for it. Tell everybody about it.
during our one of our previous videos where we were doing the full breakdown of the actual initial reveal, Yanni kept pointing out her hair, and we didn't have a good look at it. I was like, I don't know.
And he
it's just
gave
her
me
hair,
so
Yanni.
much hell for this too.
And he focused on it for one of our 8 hours during that stream. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that the scene is really interesting because it seems that she might not be Tarkatan, and that it's a disease.
Oh, yeah. Shall we listen to this?
Yeah, unless it's like a Tarkatan disease. I don't know.
If your disease becomes known, you will be banished. I only want what's best for you.
This part here.
secretly covet my throne?
What?
Yeah.
Melina is Khan?
Yeah.
Condom?
So yeah, Melina's a condom, it seems, and Katana is the lesser of the two.
Well,
Which
actually, who was it who somebody released? Oh, you guys got to help us in the chat. Somebody made a post on Twitter talking about the positions of Katana
Yes.
and Melina and how Katana was in the position of a bodyguard and Melina was clearly the royalty because of her position with it facing the other direction.
They point out that Melina was basically elevated in the carriage and was facing
And that
forward.
Katana was opening to check as well.
Yep, and Katana was on the lookout and looking out for everything. She's the first one to exit the carriage, and
No.
which wouldn't
Was
make
she?
sense if yeah. And when they saw the red sun, she exits the carriage first, and then Melina kind of sticks her head out afterwards.
But she gets
So-
out. Well, I know she gets out.
Melina does. I don't know if Melina fully got out in
No,
that
she
trailer.
does. She does.
Really?
We have a scene of her stepping out, looking at the.
Well, we see Katana do it first, though, and that's
Okay, that I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes to show that yeah, I mean we some of you already kind of figured this out, which it's cool to see it confirmed. And it's interesting because it's making Katana envy the throne rather than Melina.
But
And
it could be that she doesn't envy her and that Melina just sees that. as envy.
yeah,
Like, she just
I
wanna
don't know.
protect her.
It's this is a cool twist to the characters. I think I really wish the Katana fan was on here. I can't remember the full screen name for them. Katana fan
On a fan
page.
page.
Yeah. Like I would love to see what they have to say about this little twist in character dynamics.
And also the outfits, actually. Continue a little bit in the video. I want to see a bit of the outfits. That's cool. That's a nice little twist. And firstly, Goro. So, pause there. When we watched it, when you were showing it up to me on stream, that I could not tell if that was Goro or not. But having seen it on my own, that definitely looks like Goro's face.
You think it's Goro, not a Shokan?
Yeah, I do. I'm looking at it now on my side just to see. I'm pretty sure that is Goro, actually. I don't know, and face-wise, and even hair. I know that, you know, Joe can have a set sort of way that you can see them, but this really looks like Goro to me.
Yeah, and he's like, he even has the 4 arms, so it must be Goro.
Yeah, I'm sending you a picture if you want to pull this up. It'll be a bit better quality than what you're looking at now. And while you do that,
says Goro looks smaller and doesn't have a classic design.
Yeah, there's no classic design here. They've got armor instead. Maybe they were afraid to give the guys loincloths this time and underwear.
And Duck says it's weird that Goro has a whole new design while the rest of the characters are in their classic looks.
Well, nobody's showing skin, really.
Yeah,
What gets to me is that he's very small.
Yeah, and that could be limitations on the game. Kind of like we saw with 11, how we couldn't have those cool looking characters like Ferrator and stuff anymore because they had to be a certain size to them.
Could be just that he's bending. Look at his pose, his posture right now. He's bending as he punches. He might have to get down to punch them.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they're bent. Like he is definitely much taller. Actually, if you go back a bit to 1 second, this on my side. Yeah.
Hey, Acid for Blood. MK just confirmed. Melina was standing outside in front of the portal. Katana was looking out.
Sorry, say that again. What was that?
Melina was standing outside in front of the portal while Katana was looking out.
Ah, so I was right.
I don't know. I still feel it's
again.
I'm gonna pull it up next.
Go for it. I want you to show everybody that you're wrong on stream. That's and yeah, I'm seeing somebody said, Mike, you're saying Goro was confirmed by Boone on stage. Was that the case? If he said that, I missed it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like we
said, that's Goro's
kinda...
face, man. And actually, funny enough, he really looks like Goro from the MK95 movie, in my opinion. Like face wise.
I think so. I mean, it probably is. I don't see why they would add a random Shokan as a cameo.
Yeah, no, I think that's Goro for sure. And
yeah,
if you go back a bit, you can see you don't need to, but he's much like a full head at least and more taller than both of them.
Let me get my footage back up here.
Give me full screen. This gameplay, man. This is real. I like that twist of Melina's teleport kick.
Yeah. Well, and the same thing with Katana's fan stuff. One thing I've noticed about these trailers too is the way that they're presenting them is so cinematic. The way that you're like when you're following a certain character, they'll do a transition so that the next character that you're following is in the same position where that last character was. It's something that they really utilized in movies like Mad Max, the new Mad Max movie. There's so much action going on in scene that your eyes are kind of everywhere, but what they would do is cut a scene over and switch it to the next scene, but your eyes would be in the same fixed location. So it's not like you're darting all over the place. So they've done this through the entire trailer. I've been watching that official announcement trailer several times and was like, oh yeah, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying as well. And they, like as we mentioned earlier with the throw, Johnny's throw, the camera is definitely dynamic there. It moves with the actions as well, with the animations. So that's pretty interesting. And I don't know if it's Goro anymore or if Scott is correct and it's actually Genie from Aladdin. You could be
right. I didn't see that comment.
Go back a bit.
Okay.
Just as the start of the previous fight. Where Sub-Zero's sliding.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We'll get there now. I like this. Here, watch this. Kung Lao with Kung Lao coming in to do the pop-up for Raiden.
Yeah.
And that's what we were saying about the cameos. So maybe there's a different way to use them. It could be R1, but then a direction button does something different. R1 up might do a pop-up. R1 down might do a pop down in up. You know what I mean? Like to make them bounce. Whereas forward might do something where they kick across the screen and back.
See, I hope they have that. I think that would be a great addition to the gameplay because having the same cameo coming in the same way every time, it's just going to be an extra move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we've already seen that it's different. That's the thing. We've already actually confirmed that ourselves. And William Malice says, I wish the gameplay was faster like X. Seems more slow and deliberate like 11, and Goro looks way too small. Firstly, I agree about Goro being small. But I actually believe that they might have struck a really good balance between X and 11, in my opinion. I haven't seen, maybe I've just not noticed. I haven't seen any dashes yet, but the gameplay looks very fluid, which is something that MK11 definitely got right. But the speed, including the combos, really does seem to be a lot faster than what we got in MK11. That was one of the boring parts of it, as many people would agree. I think that they have pushed things forward. So that is...
Delara says, what if it's King Gorbak, like in a younger version, in his younger years?
I think we'd get, at least the facial hair would be similar. We know of Gorbak, you know?
They'd at least give him a little goatee to show that he's younger.
Yeah. History. Different directions will probably correspond with projectiles, launchers, extenders, and enters. Exactly what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I think. One size shoe fits all. Are we talking about the Shokan now, or are you being Shokan? Or are you talking about the R1 function?
All right, hold on. I got that footage from Katana Melina. Let's see. I haven't watched it. I just fast forwarded to it. So, yeah.
Go back.
No, that was...
Who is that?
The person.
Can anyone confirm for us?
It's too hard to tell. I always thought it was Katana outside the carriage.
I don't know. I see Sai on her thighs.
No, those are fans on her thighs.
I don't see fans.
Also, the character on the left is kind of
wearing blue.
Facing forward. Oh, I don't know.
Actually, I know how to prove you wrong. Go back to the Katana Melina gameplay.
The gameplay?
Yeah.
Oh, you just want to see if she has... Well, no, that doesn't matter.
Super down for throwing an entire Shokan as a projectile history.
Doing it like they did with what was her name, Gladys.
One arm at a time. That's how it should go.
No, you're gonna try to disprove me by referencing costumes. That's not gonna work because
yes, go back.
They have different skins.
Go back.
No, this is a dumb thing that you're doing. Here's
another. Would you look at that? Pause. Oh, too far. No, actually, this is enough. Look at Katana's arms, and now go back to the video.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Shut up. Yeah. So, oh, sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't sharing it. So yeah, I think that is
just start fishing on the
Melina outside the carriage.
That is Melina outside the carriage.
Yeah.
Why is she getting out?
Why is she getting out if she's the condom? Because she can.
Actually, look at that. Look at her pose when she's cameoing. When Goro is cameoing.
Oh,
and I want to see if Raiden does the same thing when Kung Lao comes in as well. Look how she started
it's like
guarding.
A block pose. Yeah.
Yeah. Now go. Let's see what happens with Raiden and Kung Lao.
Okay. Yeah, kind of.
He kind of steps back. He's not guarding, but he's doing a little pose.
Yeah, it was a short one because it was a short.
Are we gonna see this again now? Oh, she's doing the same block thing.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe
we got
police brutality coming right up.
But he doesn't say it. That's. I guess it's the sign of the times.
About this before we went live, because this is the only post that Mortal Kombat, the official Mortal Kombat Twitter page, has shared of mine, and it's of Striker, my second least favorite character.
I like Striker in a love-hate kind of way.
Well, the best part is he doesn't even use a gun.
Oh yeah, he just does the flashlight thing.
The flashlight, yeah.
So we haven't really talked about any of these backgrounds yet. We kind of saw that Edenia style look. We've seen the Shaolin Temple. We've seen Johnny Cage's mansion.
The flamingo.
And, yeah, with the flamingo. But now we got this thing.
I wonder if it's an interactable.
The flamingo? I wonder how many interactables we're going to get.
If we're going to get any.
I think we will. I think with Injustice and the Mortal Kombat games, the past ones, they've included it. So I think they're just going to keep that up.
Like, looking here, that shield on the wall. I say shield, it could be a hat or even a plate. But that looks like it could be an interactable.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's not flashing though, so you're probably wrong.
Maybe it's just not implemented yet or shown for this build of the game.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got.
Cool. Jack. The first thing is just boom.
the X-rays on this look so nice. Like, I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking back to like MK9. You know, it had that cartoony look to it, but
it went dark. The screen went dark. You just saw the skeletons.
yeah, and here it has like a very realistic looking skeletal
You can see
structure.
all the fractures in its skull. Actually.
Right. Like,
look at that.
That's cool.
Actually, I just found a problem with this. I'm sorry, NRS, if you're watching this, we found something that you might need to fix up. This is very, very important. Go back a little bit, Phantom.
Okay.
The start of the fatal blow. I'm sorry, guys. See here? Look at the skull, how it's cracking.
Yeah.
All right, now go forward and pause when you see when I go through.
Oh, the
literally unplayable. The skull is not fractured anymore.
I thought you were going to reference how long his neck has gotten suddenly.
Are we getting the Quan Chi neck fatality again?
Giraffe neck.
I'm just taking the piss, by the way. But this is actually a good point as to what you were saying earlier about how these feel like they're over the top to the point where how are they continuing this fight? This feels like it should be a fatality. And I do agree with you in a sense. Like, I get that it's Mortal Kombat, it's not supposed to be realistic, but I feel like sort of keeping it grounded a little bit with these sort of fatal blows would be cooler. Like, I'm thinking back on, for example, MK9 Smoke, where he's just like body slamming you over him. And that makes sense for an X-ray, rather than actually outright killing you, you know, but then continuing. Mike McDonald. Facial expressions are creepy in this game. Raiden's face at the end when he's getting his head ripped off is priceless. Okay, we gotta focus on that. And you're right, by the way, it wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat trailer without Sub-Zero dying horribly. That is very true. This is a weird sort of... This is a weird... Like, go back.
The explosion?
Yeah! Like, what's he dropping? A bomb?
It's like the WWE game. You know what I'm talking about?
Just, like, what? Actually, the announcer voice, too. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that finish him.
Very deep.
Yeah.
It was a very different take.
It kind of reminds me of Kerry Tagawa.
Much
you know,
deeper.
Like Shanks, yeah, like a deep, like, but the way that is pronounced, the way he's pronouncing his words. We got a super chat here from
D-Rock.
D-Rock. Thank you, D-Rock, for that. It says, I'm really digging this select screen this time. Seems they finally got it right. I'm not feeling Michikoro or the overkill fatalities too much.
It's actually so interesting to see, like, the majority of MK fans seem to be saying the same thing about the fatalities, that they're a bit overkill. I definitely agree. I feel like you're killing somebody after they're clearly dead. But one thing I do want to focus on here is where the fatality ends, because in MK11 it finished mid-fatality. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Okay, well, show this fatality again.
Okay.
A duck. That announcer voice is ripped straight out of 3D games. I can see what you mean by that, but I think it is like it's the same style. Look here.
Finish him.
Where did the end now? Oh, it doesn't show the ending. Man, these are... Actually, you know what?
What?
Having a look through those fatalities, personally, I think they actually toned them down a bit.
You mean compared to 11?
Yeah, they don't go on as long. Like, not in the sense that they take less time, but that they're not as overkill to the point where you're killing somebody who's already dead. You know, that stop, he's already dead. You know, like they are dying when the final blow is given, and I think that's actually a huge improvement from MK11 and MKX. And where was it? HSV 010. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is the first I'm impressed with stages since the 3D era games. They look so alive, but also creative and unique. And yeah, I agree. not it's not the first time I've been impressed. Like for example, I love the Fire Gardens in MK11, but these look really, really cool. I definitely agree with that to an extent.
Yeah, X and X in particular had some of the stages that I really liked the look of, like
Quite
Kotal
simple.
Khan's arena, or the construction site. I don't know if that was the arena or what it was called. Oh
yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one, you know how Mortal Kombat 9 had things like the garden, where you could fight and it had like the Goro statue in the background and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has that feel to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I'm getting a lot of Mortal Kombat 9 vibes from this.
Yeah.
They might have gone back and kind of saw what did well with the past games, because Mortal Kombat 9 is a huge fan favorite. So maybe they kind of dialed it back from Mortal Kombat 11 and shifted their focus a little bit.
Also, people ask me,
Mike.
immortalized on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Well, he definitely left his mark.
Oh my god.
So, people saying, is Scorpion still voiced by MK11 actor? Is Ed Boon back as Scorpion yelling voice? I was wondering the same thing. It does sound like Scorpion. That's right, Ed Scorpion. I mean, yeah, it does sound like Scorpion. It does sound like Ed Boon. The come here and the get over here.
Did he stop doing it in one of the games?
He stopped last game.
I didn't realize that. I figured they just kept using him for the get over here section.
No, they didn't. It was actually the new voice actors who did. Danny from LA. We haven't actually had Super on. We'd love to at some point. Definitely let him know if you want him to come on here. We'd love to have him on sometime. Always watching his content. How are brutalities going to work? So you guys think TP?
You have to pronounce the name.
Well,
when you ask when you
TP. Was that close?
So, yeah. How are brutalities going to work? You want
try
me
it
to
again?
You go for it. I think brutality is going to work the same way they did in 11, because that was a huge hit. Like, that's honestly better than fatalities in 11 in my opinion. Yeah.
I just hope that, and I think Survived, if you're watching, you're going to definitely agree with this. I just hope that they don't slow it down when you get to the finish.
It's gonna be the same thing as 11, but it's gonna be a 10-minute long brutality.
You're trying to do this brutality, and then it's just, it slows you down, and then you drop it. I understand that they weren't, MKX, as you said, Phantom, like in MKX, people would really just drag on the combo for ages, especially Cyrax, Triborg Cyrax variation, where they'd keep it going until like you got sick of just watching your character getting killed after they're already dead before the brutality pops up. But MK11 ruined it, in my opinion. They could have done it differently, where to just make them drop down or something after a certain number of seconds. But I don't know. I hope that firstly brutalities do return in the way that we expect them to, or hope that they do. And if they do, that they fix up that slowing down at the end.
We'll see.
This JC finisher reminds me of the Aaron Black Bullet. That's a good point. Now, does it say Kenshi? I think it does, right?
Let me make this bigger. See if we can see. Oh,
yeah, it says Kenshi. Oh, that's great. I wonder if it actually... Do you think he like pulls off their face after and it shows their face imprinted on the ground?
No, I think it does. Hold on, let me play it.
No, because he pulls it off and their face is stuck. But I mean, does he pull off their face from it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think maybe it starts off as like wet cement, and as he's doing the fatality, it hardens.
Well, do their hands get stuck too? Let's have a look.
Yeah, see, his hands are kind of in the cement still. Well,
yeah, his hands are stuck. You're right.
We just got demonetized.
Oh, did we?
No, I'm just kidding. That frame of...
I'm expecting it for sure with
same.
MK1.
Every time we make videos now, I mean, we just do this because we love it, but...
I think Uncaged specifically said, like, on his first video, they got demonetized immediately.
Yeah.
We feel the pain. But that is a good shout, actually, Mike, with the Aaron Black Bullet. And a lot of the fatalities feeling a bit too recycled. Took a lot of them from MKX. I get the vibe that you're saying.
Well, like this Raiden one, for example.
Yeah, the Raiden one does feel very similar to what we've kind of seen before. In both Injustice and MK11, I think, not MKX. Maybe it's MKX. But what No, that is a good point. This was definitely recycled, but I don't think anybody can complain.
Well, notice that's a cameo fatality.
Is it a cameo fatality?
Yeah. So watch it when it starts up here. Let me rewind this.
Finish him.
Well, rewind a little bit too far.
That finish him is so calm, but
again, there was Kano doing it. Kano just did the heart rip, so that was not.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes.
Also, I love Raiden. I don't know if you noticed, but he's wearing like a more traditional style outfit. So yeah, see there, he slides in Sub-Zero cameo, does the head rip, and then ends with.
Maybe he's just there for the fatality, but doesn't actually help with it.
What?
Maybe. Maybe he's just, you could see him there, but he's not actually in.
Yeah, maybe. Hold on, let me look at this Raiden outfit again real quick. And let's focus on the clothes, because that's what everyone wants to see.
Dilara, I'm with you. Rain needs to make it. Rain really needs to make it.
Okay, can you see this Raiden outfit? I don't know if you can really tell.
You posted at the perfect moment, by the way. That is what a shot. Open that full like screen, man. That is so good.
That's as big as we can do. But look at it. It's kind of like a lesser version of like Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11, Lord Raiden type of
more simplified, kind of.
Yeah. It's cool.
I like it.
Yeah. Do you want to pull up that Summer Game Fest footage?
Before we do that, I'm wondering if there's anything we've missed. Give me 1 second to sort of go through on my side just to see.
Yeah, I'll just kind of have it playing here.
We kind of skipped through the Scorpion fight with Liu Kang, where Jax pops in. Can you go back to that?
Sure.
Minute 30 and minute 40.
I don't have times on this, unfortunately.
Oh, it's too late. Wait before that.
Oh, this one?
God of Fire.
Oh. One very interesting thing here. Firstly, it looks like Scorpion has 2 kunai again. And secondly, they're both on ropes. And thirdly, at least from one angle or before he throws it out, it seems to be a kama rather than a kunai.
Oh, you mentioned that earlier too during our reaction.
One of them seems to be a kama, the other seems to be a kunai.
How did you see that? Where did you see that?
I look for detail. Like right at the beginning of this fight, after Jax disappears, go back to that point.
Yeah, I don't think I can get that paused.
Back a little bit more. A bit more.
Liu Kang.
There.
Yeah, I can't get it. If you got a screenshot, send it over and I'll...
Yeah, I'm going to send that over to you now. 1 second.
Mike says there is a tethered kama.
Yeah, it's a kama, right?
Duck says I'm maybe in the minority, but I'm kind of glad Scorpion isn't using swords.
Yes, me too. And Kenshi's back.
Yeah, I like that Kenshi has it in this game.
Like, look, I love that Scorpion had the sword in the 3D era. I liked that personally better than how they did him in MK11, which was clearly just a way to get Kenshi gameplay in some way. And I think that MK9 did his swords very well, where he sort of had the dual wield, and also MKX, if I remember correctly, too.
And they were used for lead-ins into combos.
Well, you could pop them up and everything. Right. MK11 had a sort of stance mode where he, the whole stereotypical sort of EI sheath, unsheath, basically. And this makes more sense because I've always felt that he uses a kunai, it's on a rope. Why not use that as a rope dart? That makes a lot more sense. And the kama is a great sort of way of evolving that, in my opinion. Let me see if I can get this image now, because if I can see correctly, I think he has a double-headed kama. 1 second. Could be wrong. Yeah, I think I'm wrong about that. but I
Probably,
definitely got
usually
an
wrong.
image of this. 1 second, sending it to you now.
Mike says, "Can we address the man bun in the room?"
You mean this one?
I think it's talking about mine.
I'm joking. Scorpion copied us.
Mike, you're in the wrong chat to downplay or to criticize man buns.
I sent it over to you, Phantom. This is gonna make a Scorpion and Sub-Zero cosplay for me very easy, especially you know the build. I've definitely got the build for that.
But they don't have beer bellies, Yanni.
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
So that's the Kama, and go down to the right. There's the kunai. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
you another picture. 1 second. So he's actually. Oh, this is bad.
Huh? I wonder.
Actually holding the kunai as he's fighting. It's part of his normal fighting stance. But the Kama is on his leg when he's not.
That's a cool variation. Rather than giving him the swords, giving him a farmer's tool. That
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, I like that. It's a nice little
Here,
touch.
sent you another picture. Mike, I'm going to shut my mouth. I like Old Man Sub-Zero and Tidy Whities though.
Oh yeah, there it is on his belt, and it is attached with a rope. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and we do see him throw out 2 ropes, especially in the Fatal Blow.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting. I wonder how they're going to classify that for his cameo, if he does have a classic cameo. Does he have a classic? No, his cameo is normal, isn't it?
No, his cameo. He's wearing classic garb, like Mortal Kombat.
No. That was Sub-Zero. We didn't see
Scorpions too.
Classic cameo Scorpion. I'm pretty sure we didn't see that.
I'm
going back to the bomb Scorpion. 1 second.
Hey, Tabmock's here in the chat. Hey, Tabmock.
Hey, Tabmock. I'm right.
Wait, there's no.
As always.
No cameo Scorpion.
There's no cameo Scorpion.
Huh. I mean, he is there though in the cameo select screen, right?
I didn't see that. You could be right there. That's not what I was talking about.
Maybe not. Come to think of it, I think they only showed 3. But they talked about Scorpion Sub-Zero, but they only showed Sonya, Jax, and Kano.
Hold on, I've got something interesting here for you.
Like,
okay.
hold on.
This is very interesting. Yeah, I'm sending this to you now. This is very interesting. I just noticed something on Scorpion Fatal Blow section. If you all can notice what I'm looking at here.
His stripper boots.
Not what I was going for, but they are great. What do you see?
The 2 kunai that are on fire.
Yeah. And the Kama is still on his waist.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to be attached by ropes, even though he literally throws them a second later.
Well, that's using your imagination.
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that they went back to the rope.
You know, the fact that they are glowing, you know, like we just kind of mentioned, Mike's mentioning too in the chat, that kind of goes back to some of the talks that we had during our reveal trailer. As we were going through that, we didn't see anything about Fire Scorpion in that initial trailer, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, but like I said, it was going to be an ability or something. Like, he's obviously still got it. But
so
I'm wondering more and more now if it is Takeda or if it's actually Hanzo, because if we've got Johnny appearing,
oh no, Mike,
then this is not. Oh, what did I miss?
Scorpion's Arcana is Hellfire.
You know what? I'm really I'm gonna laugh so hard if we actually do end up getting Arcana canonized in the games.
I'm not gonna be
might mean Hellfire.
Completely surprised if we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's gonna have Hellfire abilities in some fashion. He'll have some way of having it. I just don't think it's Takeda anymore.
You don't think so? You mean you do think it's Takeda now, or you don't?
No, I don't. No. I still kind of personally, I'm hoping that it's Takeda rather than Hanzo, just because it would be an interesting spin on things. rather than Kuai Liang and everything. But
we have a lot of viewers right now, so explain what you mean when you say take Takeda, because a lot of people are thinking that's Mortal Kombat X Takeda.
Okay, so and actually, this is now that you mentioned this is something that we haven't focused on, whether or not we can see a better angle of Scorpion's Lin Kuei emblem. So, for those who are unaware, and since Tabok's in the chat rather than on the call with us this time, the Lin Kuei, actually the best way to start, the Shiraryu, Scorpion's clan, is obviously rival clan of Sub-Zero's clan, the Lin Kuei, and the way that was formed was by an ex-Lin Kuei member who left the Lin Kuei and began the Shiraryu. And the whole point of that was to sort of antagonize the Lin Kuei with the choice of yellow attire and obviously the shift in the emblem and everything, etc. Now, that founder was called Takeda, which is who Takeda, Kenshi's son, was actually named after in the previous timeline. So what we've been considering since that first reveal trailer was whether or not this is actually Takeda or Hanzo, and if that's Kuai Liang or Takeda's brother, because Scorpion in the last trailer, as far as we could tell, was wearing a Lin Kuei logo on his chest, not the Shiraryu. And that's pretty interesting. So now what I'm getting at here is whether or not this is going to be Takeda or Hanzo, purely because Johnny also exists at this point in time. And that Ed said on stage, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are brothers now. He straight up confirmed what we were all wondering. We said before, is this... careful what you show us here, Phantom. We said before, whether or not it was just us looking too deeply into that line. It looks like, no, they are confirmed as brothers. So if this means that it's Takeda, then you know, that would make more sense. If it's actually Hanzo and maybe Kuai Liang, then that means that technically there's potentially 3 brothers, Kuai Liang and Bihan, if whether or not that's Kuai Liang or Bihan themselves as Sub-Zero this time. So that's the back. I'm talking about the chest.
Oh no, I know. But as you were talking about, I was thinking about that. I wanted to look at this again.
Yeah, you messaged me about this yesterday.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of, I don't know. The question still is, what is this emblem on his back? And
the X-Men, that's for sure.
Do what?
Not the X-Men, that's for sure.
So on his back, you can see this emblem. I thought it could be a callback to the Grandmaster Medallion, that Sub-Zero's Grandmaster Medallion. Here's a quick shot of it from MK Colum's Etsy account, of one that he sells. Just a quick shout out to his fantastic work. But I don't know. To me, it kind of looks very similar. But again, I could be wrong.
I sent you 2 links that you can open in greater detail if you like, I think.
Okay.
2 images, rather.
So
you can actually zoom in here. But, I mean, this... Like, I see what you're saying. If you go back to the Scorpion picture and then go back to this silver image that I sent you as well, I don't know. Personally, I believe that this is a new logo based on Liu Kang having 2 dragons as his kind of symbol, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I'm super curious to see what they're doing with this new version of Scorpion, whatever he is, this brother of Sub-Zero.
I really want to see how that works, because what does that mean for Noob Saibot?
Yeah. What if Scorpion becomes Noob Saibot?
Wow. No, that's not happening. They are not going to go that far. Unless they write themselves into a corner so that they can redo the entire thing.
That's never happened before.
Yeah. But I don't see that happening this time. Now, funny enough, I can't get a good angle on Scorpion's chest. As weird as that sounds. Oh, no, I found it.
Oh, you're trying to find the...
That's the Lin Kuei logo. Confirmed.
Yeah. Do you got a picture of it?
I think that's, you know. 1 second.
Yeah, we talked about this previously, and a lot of people were like, "No, that's not it." Like during the reveal, and
everybody's saying, "Oh no, it's a Scorpion." Nope, it is definitely the Lin Kuei logo.
Yeah, I feel like you had a better picture of it somewhere too, where we were.
Yeah, but this is from a new trailer.
Oh, is it? It's from the trailer.
It's from this one.
So I mean, but it makes sense if they're brothers, that he would have a Lin Kuei logo.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. But why is he wearing yellow then?
I don't know. I don't understand anything what they're doing anymore.
Mortal Kombat and their palette swaps.
Rain's gonna show up. He's gonna be part of the Lin Kuei also. Same with.
You know what? As long as Rain shows up, man. I'll take it. Here's another picture, by the way, from this trailer here. I'm gonna bring that up. I love Scorpion's mask, but man, Sub-Zero's mask is cooler.
Yeah, Sub-Zero's mask is very movie style, which was a great design.
It is interesting, right?
Oh yeah,
hair. Like their hair is very. We talked about this. They have similar hairstyles, but then also different. You want to pull that up, by the way?
Yeah, here we go. Right, yeah, that's definitely Lin Kuei. And then the cool scorpion tattoo that we mentioned previously.
I just don't like the red accents. I really don't. I don't feel like it's fitting. It should have just been yellow and black.
Yep.
Tabmok, you joining us?
Oh, let me. I'll shoot Tabmok a link.
Let's do it.
I bet he's got some
surprise guest. Tabmok, surprise even to us.
All right, Tabmok, I just sent you that if you want to join us today. I think Tabmok's got a few things to say on this topic.
Yes. Well, while he's getting sorted, you want to bring up the discussion between Ed and Jeff?
Yeah, let me pull that up.
And you could actually, just for now, because Tabmok's coming in, just skip straight to the roster screen.
Okay. All right, let me find that. In the meantime, do you want to answer or read out Duck's?
Yeah. Duck. I love the username and avatar, by the way. The whole brothers situation could just be a weird new Lin Kuei thing. The clan has never had many chances to be fleshed out properly. So maybe in this era, the Lin Kuei has like a culty familial bond. Now, firstly, I could see that being the case. It could be that they're just using the term brother to say that they are like blood brothers, kind of. Not blood brothers, but like brothers in arms, kind of. I don't agree with the fact that the Lin Kuei has not had chances to be fleshed out. I personally believe it definitely got that chance throughout the 3D era, and even sort of to an extent in MKX. But I also do see what you're saying too. So
as Johnny Cage, right?
Yeah.
That's...
Oh, sorry.
I thought it was Tabmok entering. I was like, that does not sound like Tabmok. But yeah, so that's what I'm sort of getting from this. You could have a point there, but let's see how that goes. I'm hoping that they're not actually brothers. It kind of spins things a bit too weirdly for me, but we'll see how that goes. Wait, was there gameplay in this one? I don't remember that.
This stuff?
Yeah.
Combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly, and
Yeah, I'm just talking about the cameos.
She is looking so good, man.
What? Who is?
Henshi, I cannot stop.
Oh.
Like already at this point, he's one of my mains. I can tell you that from right now, and that's the same as back in MKX for me. I was maining Kenshi before.
Hey, Tabmok.
Hey,
welcome, Tabmok.
How we doing, guys?
Oh, we are good. We are excited. How about you?
Pretty good, dude. This trailer dropped today. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but man, wasn't it great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like unexpected how good it was actually.
I mean, I just absolutely loved it. From the moment that like Kung Lao was challenging Sub-Zero in the bar, and the fact that there's a TV on the screen in the background to Johnny Cage's apartment, man, every moment just blew me away.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do a green screen video from Johnny Cage's apartment, honestly.
Now, are you referencing how we know for sure now that it's not in the past, which has been a big point of contention between Mortal Kombat fans?
Yeah, you know what? I love the fact that it was a big point of contention. I think that was great. You know, until someone found the satellite dish and that sort of clinked.
And the fan.
Yeah, and you know what? The design team, they knew what they were doing when they released the trailer like that. They did it on purpose just to get fans talking about it. They pulled a fast one on us.
They did, and they did it very well. I got to give them that. They've been doing a great job with the content they've been dropping for us, in my opinion.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. And dude, by the way, I don't remember if it was on this stream with you guys, but I called it about Melina being the princess this time around and Kitana being like the second in command.
I think it was on the stream actually. We were
I was that. I mean, it was very subtle in the initial trailer, and it was very, very out there this time. And I love the fact that they don't know what's going on with Melina. They think it's just some kind of a disease that she has. Like,
yeah. So I'm curious if they're going to even, you know, like maybe they're introduced as sisters, and then later on in the story, you're like, actually, you were a clone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Headlocked Gaming is in the chat, by the way. Hey, Headlocked.
I do want to give a shout out to Headlocked. Headlocked is a cool dude. What's going on? Also want to give a shout out.
Amazing streams with all the Mugans and everything as well.
Yeah. In fact, this background came from Mugen, and part of that is inspired by Headlocked Gaming because he's been killing it with all his Mugen clips that he's been posting.
Yeah.
Also wanted to shout out to Mike McDonough, who's in Florida with me. Florida is just about as hot as the armory that you see behind me. This armory was from a Mugen stage, you know, so, and Delira's artworks. So good to see you as well.
Every time we do have to shout out her works.
Yeah.
Laura, I'm hoping to see another new work based on this trailer, maybe.
Yeah.
Let us know if anything's in the works there, because happy to share it. If you haven't checked out Delara's art, definitely do so.
What do you think about Johnny Cage's being an art collector? I mean, you saw the African mask in the background, like
exactly what we were saying. So that looked Egyptian. You've got Sento in the back as well.
The fact that Kenshi is after Sento, and it's like, nah, I like stuff. Sento's mine.
What if we see what is it, Darman's mask in the background of Drahman's mask in the background of Johnny's apartment at some point?
That'd
be interesting. Anyways.
I mean, you know, I don't know what happened with Onslaught exactly, but I remember Drahman's mask was an artifact that sort of played a role in that game. So
yeah, it's one of the chapters is about it, which is sad that Drahman's not actually in it, just the mask. But
that's what we expect.
Everybody's asking for Drahman.
This is what we expect for treatment from the 3D era.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a sad thing.
Oh, speaking of, should I pull up Ed's tweet?
Yes, you should.
Please do. This is what I wanted to talk about as well today.
Yeah,
so, wait, you're talking MK4, right?
Yes.
Now, who is going to be the best one to read it in Ed's voice?
Not me, because I'm dyslexic.
In Ed's voice?
Do your best Ed Boon impression, yeah.
I cannot do an Ed Boon impression. The man has a voice which
of an angel.
Only, well, I was going to say of a devil, but that get over here. But
we're compromised. A fallen angel.
Actually, I said wraith now. I'm doing what we said we shouldn't do. A specter, not a wraith. They're different.
Specter, wraith, whatever.
So some making their way back into action. Now, guys, who do we all think is making it here? Who do you believe that we're going to be getting most likely out of this roster? Because I know one who's staring at me and he's right in the middle.
I'll tell you. I'm going to make 3 predictions. No, I'm going to make 5 predictions. Characters who are on this screen who you will see in the game. You ready?
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I do too. Here it comes.
Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Raiden.
What about Jax?
Sonya?
Jax
will be
and
there
Sonya
too.
can be cameos.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Jarek. I think Reiko's our most likely option.
What about Tanya and Quan Chi? Don't you think those two are the most likely?
Well, okay. So personally, I believe that Reiko and Reptile. Reiko's a long time coming.
Yeah.
Reptile has been requested so much in the last game as well. So I believe that those two should be making it. I don't know. Reiko, okay, I believe that Reptile will make it. I'm not 100% sure it's Reiko. I really, really hope we get him. And if we do, I really want an MK4 style Reiko. I understand the people who like the Khan-esque Reiko. I think that they should try and find a happy medium between Ninja Reiko and Khan Reiko. But I would also really, really, really love to see Tanya and Fujin make it back in. They're two of my mains, have been since MK4. Back in that day, let alone in MKX and MK11 where I made them again. So those would be my picks for sure from this. Although
I want
a lot
to
of
see
people shouting out Kai.
Yeah, I would love to see Kai come back. And it would be cool to have him also, or even as a background character in that Shaolin Temple scene.
Yeah,
have him as a.
What if he's in there and we missed it?
I don't think we would have missed that.
Well, there are a lot of Shaolin characters, and that's obviously, you know, with Liu Kang, Kung Lao, with so many of them being present, it makes sense to squeeze Kai in from a storyline standpoint. And what do you think, though? Is he popular enough? Are a lot of people out there requesting him?
I'm not too big a fan of Kai, personally. I think they could do a great job with him, but I have other characters I would prefer to see make it in ahead of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of fans request Kai. I think Reiko usually gets called out most because he's kind of his own machine. Like Kai and Jarek, nobody asks for them.
I mean, I'll after that MK4 ending, I'm kind of happy with what we have with Jarek. That's it. You know, I'm happy with that. Oh, hey Jasper.
Yeah, what's going on, Jasper? How you doing?
Hey Jasper.
Collector.
Yeah, the MK4 ending of Jarek is like that's all we needed. That's in history. That is his ending.
And Headlock says, "Imagine MK1 ends with Tanya leading Liu Kang into a dark cave again."
Can't you see, Liu Kang? This is a trap.
And then this Shinnok just comes in and pops him.
All right, should I pull up some of this footage from after?
Just curious before you.
Yeah, you should. But let's talk about Shinnok for a second.
I was going to say, but while we do that, everybody in the chat, let us know who you'd like to see return from MK4. I think that I'm curious to get a gauge on like who everybody is looking forward to the most returning here.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we have Raiden, we have Lou, we have Scorp, we have Sub. We've seen Sonya and Jax already pop up. Johnny as well, obviously. But then what about those who have not made it in? Firstly, since this day, MK4, I guess we can say Armageddon counts. But I'm just curious to see who do you want to see return from MK4? Because not everybody always talks about MK4. We always talk 3D'er. Anyway, sorry.
I like the idea of, you remember Shinnok's head was cut off and he was like reforming in the Bone Temple, and they kind of never really went anywhere with that. It would be cool to see Shinnok returning, and because he's an Elder God and because the rules of time travel are different when it comes to gods, he might actually have memories of the old timeline.
Exactly. Yeah. That would
Now,
be really interesting.
Should I open up a can of worms with that statement? Because this has been an argument within different Mortal Kombat communities.
Yes, let's settle this argument once and for all.
Okay, did Raiden disappear because past Raiden? Okay, Mortal Kombat 11, Dark Raiden's there, he disappears, then they switch scenes and we see all the past characters come into Mortal Kombat 11, including past good Raiden. Did Dark Raiden disappear because past Raiden showed up, or did Kronika just get rid of Dark Raiden and then brought in past Raiden?
Kronika didn't do that. When past Raiden showed up, that got rid of Dark Raiden.
Possibly.
No, 100%. There's no room for discussion on that.
Kronika didn't have that ability, Phantom.
I know.
If Kronika wanted to get rid of one of the Raidens, she'd probably get rid of both of them. She was kind of anti-Raiden at that point.
So there's, and for those who don't know what we're talking about too, there's a very subtle line where Raiden just kind of briefly mentions that time works differently for the gods.
Yeah.
And so that's where this question comes into play. Is it because time works differently for the gods that he disappeared and showed up? Like there's only one version of Raiden in the timeline. Yep. So
yeah, that's 100% why. Time works differently for the gods. And that line not only explained why Dark Raiden disappeared when Light Raiden showed up, it also explains why near the end of the game, when Liu Kang is given godlike powers, time starts to work differently for him now too.
Yes, and on top of that, actually, Tadmok, perfect that you're here to see whether or not I remember this correctly. Did Raiden not actually have sort of merged memories kind of with Dark Raiden in MK11 after he disappeared?
No, he didn't seem to have merged memories, although in general, Raiden does seem to have so many flashbacks of alternate timelines that he might as well have flashbacks of Dark Raiden's memories.
Because I'm remembering when he realizes that this has happened before, and in that, he goes through the Dark Raiden path as well.
Yeah,
it's all of them.
That was the 3D era version of Dark Raiden that he was recalling.
Good point. Very good point. Yes. Okay. Yep.
I love settling these lore debates. Let me know if you guys have any more in the chat. Any crazy MK lore questions that we want to settle here.
I just want to anything that Phantom will get wrong, please, in the chat.
Hey, you I just won that last one about the dark raid emerging thing.
Oh, really? Did you?
The memories.
Chronica got rid of him.
Okay, so wait, now, okay, under these set of rules within the Mortal Kombat universe, will we get Shinnok? Will we get Centrum Complete? And will we get Chronica? Like, are these characters
Centrum,
coming
wait,
back?
let me just get my vitamins 1 second. So he's talking about Cetrion, everybody.
Are we going to get these characters, or because I mean, they exist outside of the timeline in a way, and they're eternal to a point. So
yeah.
Or
well, you have to remember when you're talking about what this means for the future implications, and sequels and MK1 or beyond. What you got to remember is it's whatever the writers feel like doing at that time.
Yeah.
If they want to explain that Shinnok is back because he existed in the old timeline and he put himself in a pocket universe and remained there until this moment, then that's what they do. If they want to say it's a new Shinnok and he's got no memories of the old timelines, then they'll go that way. Whatever they feel like doing.
If they want to bring us Shang Tsung controlling the hourglass, they can in Mortal Kombat 2.
Clearly,
I'm curious about what's going to happen with the next game after. I know we're still waiting for MK1, but what's going to happen with MK13? Is it going to be MK13 or is it going to be MK2?
It's really funny because if you think about the title, right? Like 12 o'clock, that's the beginning of the new day, right? On any clock, anytime it gets to 12, that's actually the new beginning, not 1. Really interesting.
Yeah, we actually talked about this at length because I remember all the clock memes. It's skipping 12 and it's going straight to 1, but in reality, it's still a new day.
And Ed Boon saying tick tock, and people are like, "Oh, that symbolizes a ticking clock," but it also symbolizes Mortal Kombat registering a TikTok account,
which they did.
Yes.
And for the record, they actually stole. I say stole with quotation
marks.
Oh yeah. They stole, and I get to attribute this one to Phantom because he's actually been making some good news for you guys lately. They stole, quote unquote, again, his meme.
I feel like I need to share it.
Yeah, you need to share. You share ours, not
Let's
theirs.
pull it up. Let's pull it up.
Well, I'll pull up both.
No, you pull up ours.
But on this
gets enough attention.
Before we do it, on this post with Ed Boon, Outworld was actually the original poster who made this MK4 character select screen. Like he posted on his Twitter, and Ed Boon used that one for this tweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Outworld was at first like, hey, he didn't give me credit, but now he's like, actually, it's kind of cool because Ed Boon's checking out my account. That's actually pretty sweet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, credit would be cool too, but still, this is pretty good.
Okay,
I'm going to share. I was laughing so hard about the fact that because you know how much I hate Stryker, and
he's a cameo.
Yeah, and the official Mortal Kombat account on Twitter shared my Stryker post of all posts.
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Let's pull this up.
Do you want me to? Let me pull up TikTok first. Let's see.
Michael Freitas is talking about, not sure if you noticed in the new trailer, you can kind of tell what cameos are playable and not. The graphics for some of the cameos are kind of washed out or dull compared to the colors. So it's different detail. That reminds me of that meme from like the old 1960s cartoon where there's like a bunch of random objects in the background and then one is like colored brightly compared to the rest. It's like, gee, I wonder which one he's going to pull.
Did my audio completely take over what you were saying, Tabak?
No, didn't hear anything actually.
Okay, let me change how I'm sharing this then. Sorry guys, I'll have this up in just a second.
I'm checking out Edwin's Twitter account right now while you're doing this.
Okay, you guys can see my meme?
Yep.
All right, let's see if this will play.
You sure about that?
Constant remain.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about?
It's the stomp that makes it for me. It's the stomp.
All right, so that's the one that we made, and then like a few days afterwards, we got this one from Mortal Kombat's official TikTok page.
Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
And for the record, Phantom's post went live before this one.
It's not exactly the same, but
So I'm saying
everyone's
somebody at
watching
NRS
for
is watching our account.
I have a question for
Watching
you
our
about
memes.
that.
yeah,
Are you sure about that?
I knew that
Sure
was.
about
I knew you were
that?
gonna say that.
I'm curious about something, by the way, because we were talking about the different arenas and such, but have we counted how many we've seen in the gameplay trailer?
I think there was 4, but no, we haven't counted officially.
Let's do that. Let's go through them because I'm really curious to see.
Well,
Once
why don't
we
we
are.
let's pull up Ed's the Summer Game Fest footage, and we can look at that, and then we can probably keep track while we're going over that. Whoops.
I mean, that was pretty good, right, guys?
That's better.
Now, I'm sure you have many questions about what we just saw, and to tell you more, I am so honored to welcome to Summer Game Fest one of our industry's greatest creators, a man who has been loyal to the same franchise and fan base for more than 3 decades. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon!
That music. No, Jinx.
They love you. All right. Well, Ed, first of all, thank you for that incredible world premiere. We got to see all of the gameplay of MK1, and everyone just wants to know more about this because, first of all, this is it's MK1, right? It went from 11 to 1. So tell us about this. Is it a new timeline?
Yeah. I don't know how many people have seen
He
the
says as
ending
if he
of Mortal
doesn't know.
Kombat 11. Liu Kang basically was kind of graduated into a fire guy,
I like that
right?
use
And
of graduated.
He created a brand new universe, and this universe, this is why we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1, is because this is the beginning of a new timeline. A number of these characters you've seen before, but they're told in a completely different story, and so Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers now.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I completely missed that the first time he said that.
Yes, I know you did.
Yeah.
But it was such a great old school rumor. Like, the MK team always takes old rumors and makes them real. So I can't believe they found a way to do this one.
Yeah. There's a couple quick stuff in the chat I want to bring up before we continue. Let's see. Yeah, you don't want to go and read out this one?
Hold on. There we go. By Michael Freitas. Not sure if anyone noticed in the new trailer, you kind of can tell what cameos are playable and not the graphics. Sorry, hold on. The grammar is important. Are playable and not. The graphics for some of the cameos look kind of washed out or dull compared to the others. So the detail, I'm assuming you're about to say, is a bit missing or something from some of them. And yes, we actually, I think Dilara and History both mentioned that, as well as a couple others. It is pretty telling.
Yeah, it's like those old
cameo flags.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons where you know that there's a background object. It's not really a background object because the color is like way different. You know, the background looks a little bit duller and the objects that they can interact with are like way brighter.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. And also Jasper, by the way, brings up a good point regarding the cameos. Do you think they were supposed to show MK3 Sonya Blade? It's such a short clip that most people didn't even see that. I missed it entirely.
There's 2 different Sonyas in here,
Yeah,
right?
MK1 and MK3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Tablock, I'd like your opinion on this. Can you pull up
Yes.
that picture again, Phantom?
Of the Sonyas?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can grab it.
I agree there, AWA. I didn't like that Jeff said the creator. I know he is a creator, but to me it feels disrespectful to not say co-creator. You know, because John Tobias has obviously done so much for the franchise too. I'm not saying that like Ed deserves all the respect, but in my opinion, should have said co-creator. So
everybody deserves respect.
Exactly.
Sonya, yeah, you can clearly see there's an MK1 Sonya, there's an MK3 Sonya. Now, to
what
me,
about their faces?
I want to know what you guys think about this, but my opinion, and I tweeted this earlier, but my opinion is that these cameo characters are actually pulled from another timeline into this game just so that they can fight.
I was wondering the same thing. I hope not too, because I don't want to see more time stuff in Mortal Kombat, but I was kind of wondering that too because of the fact that they're all wearing classic costumes and they don't seem to be related to this story at all. So yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah, that's really what I think is going on, especially when you look at the classics, specifically Raiden and Kung Lao. You know what I mean? Wearing their old school, like even in MK Shaolin Monks, when they retold that game and that story, they redesigned the
Sub-Zero and
costume.
Scorpion too. They
Yeah.
were wearing classic costumes.
Yeah.
No, not Scorpion. Oh, hold on, which one are we talking about?
The cameos.
I did.
Yeah, that's right. We
cameo
can see
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Yeah, you're right.
We only see classic sub, as far as I can tell. But the thing here, Tabmock, that I'm curious about is, do you think that they're the same face on both the Sonyas?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they should
looking at
be,
that.
wouldn't it? Wouldn't you save on? Wouldn't you like get the game done a lot faster if you said, "Hey, this is the same character. It's the same Sonya. She's from the same timeline, just at different points in time."
I mean, if they're changing the outfit, it's basically you can change the face the same way as well, right? While you're doing it. So
Little
I'm
bit, I
wondering,
guess, yeah.
I'm wondering if it's different faces based on the OG likenesses. So, for example, in the first one, Liz Malecki, in the second one, Carrie Hoskins. I'm not saying it's them, although I wonder if Carrie is involved in some fashion. Phantom's misunderstanding what I'm trying to say here, and he's just shaking his head without trying to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that they
dumb.
maybe not. It might not be the original people.
Oh, Jasper's got a questions.
But
do you think they use Carrie's face scan?
Honestly, maybe that's
I'm
exactly
laughing
what I'm
because this is what Yanni's trying to say.
No, but that's not it though, Phantom, and that's the part that you're not listening to.
I got
Maybe
you.
it's
I
not
got you,
actually Carrie.
Yanni.
They're
Yanni,
just
let me
inspired by
translate.
her face.
Yanni, you're saying you think they maybe modeled her after Carrie's face or after Liz's face or whoever. You're not suggesting that they actually face scanned.
I'm
her,
glad
which is
somebody
a
else on the
Jasper's
stream speaks
question.
English. Thank you, Tablock. Yes, I'm still teaching Phantom.
Well, you know, communication is so crazy these in our high-paced, fast-paced world. My goal is say what you mean and mean what you say. I don't always do that, however.
Jasper does bring up another good point. He says that they did use face scans for Kenshi, who is played by Noah Fedler or Fletter.
Fledder.
Sorry,
Feeder.
Fletter.
Fledder?
Fletter. This is Noah's Instagram page here, and he did work on Mortal Kombat 1. And so yeah, it looks like they did use his face scan. Everybody keeps talking about how it looks like Louis Tan, but it's actually Noah that we're seeing here.
No, the
Yeah,
reason we're
I
saying
saw
that is because of
someone-
the suit.
I saw someone saying earlier that they hope Cole Young is in this game. I wanted to strangle him.
I didn't think it was a suit. I mean, his facial structure looks very similar.
Very similar
to-
facial structure too. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's like 7 billion people in the world. Not all of them can be original.
Is that a dig at Cole Young?
Wow.
My favorite meme still is that Cole Young, Cole Old meme that's out there somewhere.
Yeah. Coleslaw.
No, not that one.
Cole for Christmas.
All right,
Good dad.
let's keep going.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What
We're
did I
doing
do,
this.
Delara?
All these things that were rivalries before are now allies, and so mixing the whole thing up. So we're just kind of rebooting, and that's what the one is for.
Well, it looks incredible. Everything we saw there was, you know, in-game gameplay. The cinematics look incredible. I know the team has been working for 4 years on this, but the thing we got to talk about are these cameos, because we saw some pretty amazing stuff there.
Right,
Now,
this
so
is
tell
the
us, how does
interesting
that
part of
work?
the-
You
the
obviously
whole
you have
show,
your sort
in
of
my opinion.
your main
The breakdown of the
character
cameos.
that you'll pick, and then I know you also have a separate kind of cameo menu, so you
This is
pick
cool.
sort of a
I wanted to
pair
talk
when you
about
start
the
the game.
background.
Yeah, normally in
Yeah.
a fighting game, you'll
What do you want to say about it?
Liu
Well, I mean,
Kang
as it
intro.
goes on, but you see the animations, the intro, the pre-fight,
dragon.
how they're
And
not
they're
even
dual
just the dragon.
dragons too.
Even now, when they pick the characters, you see that they're sort of interacting, pushing against each other, and then talking to each other. They're talking over them, so we can't hear everything they say. But it's actually a really cool pre-fight interaction. If you continue, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Well, kind of like MKX's when you would do
Yeah,
a
but
character
taken
select.
further.
Yeah.
see a roster, basically, you know, where you select your character. After you do that, there's a second roster of characters, which are a whole new, completely different fighters that are the cameo fighters. And these fighters
You
actually,
did see Striker.
they will join the fight
as a cameo.
but they,
A lot
but
of
they,
blank squares there.
yes. So it's kind of like
You know, we could probably confirm most of the cameos now from, or a lot of the cameos from our, what we've seen. Like they only showed 3 confirmed here, but we've seen Goro, we've seen Striker, And we know there's a Sub-Zero and Scorpion cameo, and I feel like I'm missing another one too that we might have seen during that.
Sonya and Jax.
They're
Sonya-
on the screen. So
yeah, they're on the screen. So,
5 including Goro and Striker, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. Who else are we missing? Johnny. We know what Johnny is.
We know Johnny.
7. So that's
cameo,
8.
so that's 8 out of how many?
Yeah.
16 is it?
Yeah, 16. There's 16 total cameos now.
Okay. So we've got 8 now.
So there's 8 more that we're missing.
Yeah,
But-
I got 8. I'm keeping a list too.
This might change, but from what they have so far. And also, this demo was playable today at.
Kung Lao's a cameo. 9.
OG Kid made a point. Kung Lao and Raiden. Kung Lao's a cameo is what he said, and so is Raiden.
Yeah,
Was
that's
Raiden?
right.
I didn't see Raiden.
Yep.
I saw Raiden.
You did?
So that's 10.
Where was Raiden as a cameo?
He was. Remember when? I don't remember, but I think Tamok's right. I think it was during one of the gameplays towards the
I
end.
don't remember that.
I remember that Kung Lao and Raiden were wearing their old school costumes, and Raiden appears to be a god, unlike the human version of Raiden that was
Really?
in this timeline.
Is that in the gameplay trailer?
Yes.
We'll have to go back and look at that in a second.
I just opened up the trailer and I just realized something which did not click with me until now. Hold on, I'm sending that over to you, Francis, for you to pull up. 1 second.
You got a picture for me?
Yes.
Is it of Scorpion?
No, it is not.
Justin Mayan says Chameleon would be wild to bring back. I'm surprised they haven't done Chameleon in some form as like a cameo or something like that, because it would be so easy to kind of put all the ninjas into one. Like we've talked about it in the past Realm Kast, better than they did with Shang Tsung. Like give that to Chameleon, just have him kind of rotate through all the different.
I'd rather see him as him or her as a playable character.
Yeah. What were we saying here?
Oh,
it's a living forest.
It's a living forest, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like nice. This is Outworld.
It looks beautiful.
Living Forest is on Outworld, isn't it?
Yeah.
In this new universe, who knows?
Well, in the original though, was it Outworld?
It was. However, there was an old school comic in the Malibu series, the Katana and Melina issue, that showed that the living forest used to be the laughing forest. So it used to be a place of tranquility and beauty before Shao Kahn corrupted it.
That's what we're getting, honestly.
Well,
Now,
obviously,
I'm
that comic
trailer.
is non-canon, but the implications are still very interesting to ponder.
Yeah,
also, if Edenia got merged with Outworld, what if the living forest was on Edenia at first?
See, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
There's also, I want to zoom in on.
I don't
this
see
one.
Raiden popping up as a cameo at any point.
Not towards the end.
Nowhere.
I will pull it up on my phone and see if I can find it.
Yeah, please. Because I'm very curious to see if we can get the 10th.
I just want
I'm
to draw
actually hoping
attention
it's not him.
to this little baby doll tree in the back.
Where are we looking? Oh, that's so cute. It looks like Groot.
Like
baby
creepy.
Groot.
Oh yeah, he does look like baby Groot.
Also, some of these trees have dual faces, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't see Raiden though. I'm searching through just for this.
All right, I'm gonna keep playing while Yanni looks up, tries to disprove.
Nothing there.
Tamok.
There's no Raiden.
Okay, I'll tell you where he is.
In the meantime,
yeah, you want to continue this?
Imagine yourself with Sub-Zero, but you have some of Jack's moves, and you can call him out. You can do it multiple times, as you saw in the gameplay. So you can basically combine these two characters. All the characters can be combined with all the cameo fighters, and that's where you see. That's where the player's kind of imagination
This is
comes
what I was
in,
talking
and
about.
They can actually customize it for what they like seeing. The best team ups.
Yeah.
So how does that work? So you're in gameplay. You have.
That's so
Does
cool.
that goes straight into the match too?
It looks like it.
Yeah, that is.
If you
cool.
continue, does it show? Like
Your main, you have your cameo. How
Yeah,
do you
straight into the
do
match.
some
Yeah,
of them? Is it
and then it's
time-based?
their,
How often do they come in?
dialogue.
It's not a tag team thing, right? Where
Yeah,
you
exactly.
That is
And
so
you're
smooth.
you're basically summoning them. It's just one button.
So he also says that it's not a tag team type of thing. It's a one button summon, which I wonder how smooth it's going to be to where you can play and then click that button to do that extra move.
Okay.
Because
it's
from the
probably going to be
animation,
mid combo. We've seen that with the Kung
this
Lao
is like
tornado.
a Marvel versus Capcom type of thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly what we kind of guessed it would be.
That's what I was hoping for too, to be honest.
But
listen,
the way that
I gotta tell you about Raiden, I may have made a mistake earlier. I was assuming that was a cameo, but when I review the footage now, it looks like it's just their standard one-on-one thing. It doesn't look like a cameo anymore.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I was thinking. So it's just 9 cameos confirmed so far.
But he looks so different from the way he was just portrayed in the scene right before, and then all of a sudden he switches to.
Can you give me timestamp?
It's that classic costume.
Go from 224 in the trailer.
224. Okay, so we're seeing Shaolin Raiden into. Oh no, he's still wearing Shaolin, man. It's the fatality part you're talking about, right?
Yeah, because it looked like he was wearing orange before, and then it looks like he's wearing white.
No, that's the lighting. It's still orange. I think it's just maybe you have brightness settings or something. That's still orange.
I guess.
It's lighting. Yeah. No, I'm looking at it now. Although, hold on.
Do you want to share your screen, Yanni?
Probably not. The reason I'm saying that is because, firstly, I do think it's the same Raiden, but it could be a different fight, which is why you're getting that idea, Tabmok, because there's no way in the story where we see that interaction between them.
Yeah.
Giving him a fatality.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. When I look at it again, he doesn't look like an assist character. He doesn't look like a cameo.
Exactly. And Dilara saying how cool would it have been to see Keanu as Kenshi. That would have been cool, but I'm very happy with the face model that we've gotten now.
But then everybody would be pushing for like a Neo guest spot.
Or Neo skin.
Yeah. We've already got enough people pushing for everything. The moment they see Mortal Kombat, they don't think, oh, I want this Mortal Kombat character. They went, oh, I want this guest character.
Yeah.
You want to continue with the video?
All right.
Yes, please.
Push is basically summoning, but they have a variety, so you can go, push that button with towards, and it'll do a different move. Push it with down.
There it is. Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly. And you see, there's like a meter up on top, which is basic. That'll limit it, so you can't obviously fire them indefinitely, but
can't spam them.
You can call them pretty much whenever you want.
Kenshi's gameplay.
And they have, like in the middle of a
even
combo,
his martial arts
they'll
are
have
very
a lot of,
KX style.
basically a whole arsenal of their moves. So Sonya Utah come out there. Sometimes you'll see,
something else he mentioned is we mentioned it's kind of like Capcom versus Street Fighter style, but the way that they're describing this is that these are incorporated move sets. The Capcom versus Street Fighter stuff was almost like to my memory of it, because I don't play a lot of Capcom or Street Fighter games, but it was almost like there was a break in the game when it would happen. But here it seems like you're using it and it gives you that additional move as you're doing yourself. So that's how you can incorporate it into combos. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I was kind of hoping for, and still expecting kind of a sort of take on MK9's thing where you did a little bit of a combo with them and it would work. But one thing that's interesting here, which you're not seeming to get yet, press back once. And then press play. Watch what happens.
A different
now.
move. Push it with down. It'll do a different move. And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in.
Him coming in for the throw.
Exactly. And you see, there's like a meter up on top, which is
there's an armored attack there. Then you've got Sonya coming in to continue the pop-up combo.
Indefinitely, but
got a wake-up attack there.
You can call them pretty much whenever you want. And they have, like in the middle of a combo.
There's a reason I'm going here. There's all these different mechanics
basically
right now.
Sonya
continuing the combo.
So Sonya saw come
breaker
out
there.
Sometimes you'll see them appear to.
You're right.
So
that was
much in just that little clip. Look, another break.
Come out, and then obviously as
that's actually really good gameplay analysis.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So I thought I was talking about the clip, but thank you.
That's very good clip play analysis. Yeah, Ed mentioned that we were going to see breakers on this, and we haven't really pointed out the fact that we just saw it.
What's interesting about that is that it doesn't seem to take the meter from the bottom. So unless this is a practice mode, which I don't believe it is, it's using something else.
It could be using your cameo meter?
Well, I looked at that too, and it doesn't seem to.
Interesting.
Oh,
It's got to
just
take
looking
it
at
from
it
somewhere.
now. Hold on. Maybe I could be wrong here. 1 second. It pulls out of the screen when you're watching this fight. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to watch the breaker here. I'm looking at the full meter. Nothing seems to disappear from Sub-Zero or Kenchi's circle around. The R1 circle around their cameo fighters. And they don't seem to lose any spots from their super meter either. So I wonder if this is just a specific. Oh, hold on. There's a. I'm completely blind. Oh my god. There's a fourth bar which I haven't even commented on at the top.
No, not the cameo bar. A different one.
No. So go back. Okay. Perfect. Actually, back a little bit more. Sorry, now that I say that.
And there's a fifth bar. There's the bar that they're fighting in.
Hey. So we've got health bar. We've got cameo bar R1. I mean, I say cameo bar, but cameo icon, which says R1 on it when it's available. You have the bar at the bottom, 3 bars, which is very reminiscent of MK9 and MKX, and you could argue MK11 evolved it in a different way. But we're back to 3 bars, which I'm
and MK Mobile.
And MK Mobile, yep. And then at the top, right under the health bar, is the one that I've been missing this entire time, and that's where the combo breaker comes from. So let's just have a look
MK
at this
Deception style, right? You have 3 of them you can use.
Maybe
them pretty much whatever you want.
I've actually just
and they have, like in the middle of a combo,
I don't
they'll
see
have.
it.
I know. You know what I thought it was? I'm an idiot. Hold on.
Yeah.
Admitting I'm wrong on screen completely. I saw the health bar under the line of the health bar and thought it was a separate bar. So that means that this bar is coming from nowhere. Where's the breaker coming from?
I don't know. I think it might be integrated into Cameo somehow.
But where are we seeing it run out?
Well, the Cameo icon seems to only be available at some times.
But even that, it still says R1 after he breakers.
Really?
Yeah, that doesn't go away. I'm looking at it right now.
Of basically a whole arsenal of.
There we go. So I see it. I think I see it. No, I don't.
While you're looking through that footage, I got a couple comments here. Tamak, do you want to read this username for me?
Yes, I do. I would like Rudy Musa Awesome Maximus.
Rudy Musa Awesome Maximus.
You forgot the Awesomus Maximus. You forgot the
Awesomus Maximus. Okay. Rudimus Awesomus Maximus.
Rudimus Awesomus Maximus says, This is just exactly Mortal Kombat 11 Tower of Time consumable summons. Use 1 of 4 directions on analog to pick a move.
No, that's a fair point, but firstly, you guys have to say the name 3 times really fast.
Rudimus Awesomus Maximus.
Rudimus don't do it. Don't do it. He'll show up.
Awesomus Maximus.
Like you are now a cameo fighter. Rudimus Awesomus Maximus.
Jasper says, there's so much going on. I'm too old for this type of gameplay. That's how I feel like when Yanni's like, we need to analyze the gameplay. I'm like, could we talk about the story a little bit more?
That's literally what this video is about, Phantom. But you know what, Jasper? I don't think you're too old for this type of gameplay. I think that it's just that it looks like there's a lot going on right now. And in reality, this seems to have gotten all the way back to a sort of blend of MK 3D era, 9, and X, and 11. And it's just throwing in different aspects from each, but not in a way where it's overwhelming. The breakers are literally, as far as I can tell, just like MKX and MK9 breakers. Or is it just MKX breakers? MKX breakers. No, it's also MK9. Yeah, you had breakers with the 2 bars. So it's like parries, I suppose, yeah. I'm just wondering if there is a cooldown. And if there is a cooldown, where is that cooldown showing? Because I don't see it showing anywhere after.
There's a couple more comments here that might help out with that. Ogie Kid says it could be breakers are like parries in Street Fighter, just with the cooldown. But then Michael Frieda says when it zooms out from full screen gameplay, the health bar is sorry, I've lost my screen. The health bar is low, so you can see fatal blows under the health bar.
I do want to point out something else. I have not seen any signs of variations in this game so far, so I'm happy about that.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I like this comment that you just said. Can you see what that attack is supposed to be? It says something. It doesn't say fatal blow. No, it says fatal blow again. Yeah. So there's still cold fatal blows.
This is a demo, so they could have the cooldowns disabled or something too. Kaneless says it's not Smash Brothers, and History Behind the Warrior says it's a strange hybrid legacy game.
History, I'm curious, what's your opinion? Where are the breakers coming from? Because I don't see the bars or the cameo icons losing any progress. Like they don't seem to lose their fill at all. So where do you think this is going? And actually, idea, History, want to hop on with us as well? Join the chat.
That'd be fun.
Tapmock surprised us, but maybe you can surprise us too. But yeah, no, I'm really curious as to where this is going from. But also the fact that it's called Fatal Blow. That is a very good catch. We've not actually seen the health get that low in any of the gameplay until now. And it's very off in the distance.
Yanni, have you played Naruto Storm 4?
I have, yes. Why?
Dante says Sub-Zero air combos and the cameo coming in to break the combo reminds me of.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I do feel like it's more Marvel versus Capcom kind of stuff, as Tabmock and I have been saying since it was announced, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about seeing the way the cameos work and the way you can hold a different button down, and then when you press the cameo button, they'll do like a different kind of a move. I think this is a great mechanic.
Yeah, I like it. I'm so excited to play this. Somebody said earlier too, who was talking about how smooth those air combos are. Like it's just very. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was Oogie Kid said the reintegration of air combat looks pretty clean. Like yeah, it does. So
well, good man. We're literally doing that right now. So fair play to you. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you get some ideas from the stream too.
all the characters that we've seen so far, all from MK1 to MK3. Even though Ed Boon tweeted that we'll see MK4, and he's also I think tweeted about other 3D era characters. We haven't seen that just yet, so they're keeping something in their pocket.
And she's not from 1 to 3.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough.
I'm not surprised he's back.
Kenji is the one exception,
and he always has been because he's Ed's second favorite character.
I mean, yeah, he got like a starring role in Snowblind.
Yeah,
he did.
Well deserved.
I can see how this went down between Jeremy Adams pitching it to Ed and Ed just hearing Kenshi's in. I'm gonna do it.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah,
so I'll come out there. Sometimes you'll see them appear twice in there.
That is his combo from MKX.
And then
that
obviously,
kick.
as you go through, you
Wait,
revealed some of them there. But
the Kenshi kick where he kicks his leg up and then kicks it down.
Some repeats on the roster. How will that work?
Yeah. Some of the characters are going to be available as cameos as well as the main roster fighters. You can play Sub-Zero with Sub-Zero, right? You can play. You can same thing with Scorpion. But a lot of our
how can you have two Sub-Zeros?
Kind of like nods back to our first.
We got mirror matches.
You'll notice Sonya, Kano, and Jax are in their kind of older costumes. And so there's a lot of that novelty. We have a lot of like really surprise ones. I think you guys saw Goro.
Yes, Goro popped in there.
Yeah.
So
there
there's
goes.
a lot of like kind of really digging into the old Mortal Kombat games as far as getting, we really love the novelty of it. We really want the cameo characters to feel, kind of nod to the old games.
Well, speaking of nodding the old games, let's talk. You confirmed, I think, or it's at least known that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually going to be in.
Am I the only one that hates the way that he pronounced Jean-Claude Van Damme's name?
How did he pronounce it? Van Damme?
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Van Damme.
I mean, I can get a quadruple century on mirror matches. You guys were talking earlier about whether or not the gods can make it back. I sincerely hope Cetrion does not make it back, and I hope there's zero mention or the minimum.
I liked Cetrion. I thought she was a good addition to the games.
Oh.
I would have rather have had.
It's useless.
It was a creative take. It was adding more creativity to it. I would have rather have had Tremor.
100%.
But I didn't hate the fact that they included her.
For me, Cetrion was a bad character in my opinion. Tamok, what do you think?
Okay, so it's very inconsistent with everything that we've known or seen or heard about the Elder Gods, because now she's like an elemental one, and it really just seemed to diminish what the Elder Gods were. I'm not wild about Shinnok having a sister, and I don't know. There was some. It
yeah.
does
Storyline.
change the way you think of the legacy characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Bring that back up. Why are you getting that off so quickly? And history understands me dealing with Phantom. I respect your opinion to be so confident in being so wrong. Literally every single argument I have with Phantom.
I mean, I guess she would be cool. You see what AW8 says? Await says.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Cetrion would have been cool if she was a plant manipulator.
Yes, that would have been way cooler.
I mean, imagine. I guess they don't want to do this nowadays, but you know how, like in the Malibu comics, Raiden had servants who were under him, like wind and rain.
Yeah.
Imagine if the gods had like elemental. There were elemental gods. Like Cetrion could have worked as an elemental god, either above, not above Raiden, but at Raiden's level or below him. But it was just, I guess some of her lore could have been improved. You know.
Yeah. I didn't like her lore at all, but I like.
There you go. So she's a bad character.
Oh, but I like the way that I liked her abilities in the design of the character.
Yeah, I like her look. I like her look. I like her moves. I don't like the way she was woven into the story. I kind of have a lot of the same complaints about Kronika. Like, I thought she could have been cool too, but I don't know about having a race of Titans that are above the Elder Gods, because, you know, in the beginning there were supposed to be the Elder Gods and the One Being, not all and Titans. There was just little stuff like that they could have used those same characters but worked them in a little bit better, I think.
I think Oogie Kid just has a idea for a new video for you, Tapmock. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Kenshi here. The immediate popularity as a 5th gen character in a fighting game really needs to be studied. A lot of characters are popular in hindsight, but NRS just pretends like he's always existed.
Well, it's funny because they did that in a way where they changed his lore entirely when they brought him back in MK9 and X. In 9, they didn't really go too into his lore so much because obviously he's not in the story. He just had a bio. But then MKX changed it up entirely, where he's now BFFs with Scorpion rather than Sub-Zero.
Yeah. He was always interesting, and I was talking to somebody about this recently. It might have been David Craddock, but I really think that, you know, we as human beings, we're compassionate towards those with disabilities we always like to root for the underdog. So when we see someone with a disability but overcome it against all odds, kicking all ass, we always want to root for those people. So I really think that's immediately part of why we all love Kenshi so much.
It's also just the whole blind swordsman thing. It's always been, or blind martial artist really as a whole.
Yeah.
It's always been such a badass kind of thing.
Do you think he's blind in this game?
I think he will be at some point. I think we're going to see that unfold.
Yeah,
I think could be why he's arrogant now and later on.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna have a flashback to when Kenshi was a kid and how for Christmas he always wanted a BB gun and his mom was telling him, "You be careful, you're gonna shoot your eye out with that thing."
No, he always wanted the family sword. All right, let's keep going.
In this game as Johnny Cage, right? Is that true?
Yes.
That was, people don't know the story. I mean, Bloodsport was such an inspiration for Mortal Kombat, so he finally is now part of it.
It's a huge first full circle moment. You know, the first Mortal Kombat game, we originally wanted to be Van Damme, the video game, and that never really worked out. So I can't tell you how many times over the last 30 years we've tried to get him. You know, we were this close, like 4 or 5 times. And so finally we got him, and he's doing the voices too.
Wow.
So you're going to hear Jean-Claude, his voice doing Johnny Cage lines and stuff like that. We're really excited about it.
Wow. Well, I know the team has been working so hard.
Okay, I just want to say Jean-Claude Van Damme doing Johnny Cage's lines. I will buy the game just for that. Like with his accent too. Like I want Jean-Claude Van Damme and Zero to be in a video game together.
I need Zero. I need Zero. I really do.
Well, you know, if this game were set in the past, then I'd say there's a possibility. But now, not so much.
Technify. I've been tweeting at Ed Boon for weeks about Kenshin. He put that MF front and center in the trailer. I don't want to take all the credit, but I'm gonna give you my Sento.
Thank
you got not just Kenshi, but Sento in full view in this trailer and with a lot of focus. So there you go. I just noticed something. Are you able to pull up the trailer again, Phantom? Go to the part right where Kung Lao is
cut out. What was that? Pull up the what?
You go back to the trailer, the gameplay trailer, and go right to where Orp and Kung Lao are about to fatal blow Sub-Zero. It's at the end. It's near
at
the
the
end.
end.
Near the end. Go further back. No, hold on. Okay.
Oh,
Back.
sorry, it's got overlays.
I don't understand. Wow, I do not want to see that picture of us. Go to three quarters in the video. 3 quarters in.
Oh,
You're 3/4
back
in.
here?
Okay, so we've established now on the stream that Phantom does not know English or math. 3 quarters is further up. This is a quarter.
Oh,
there we go. Yeah, perfect. Good. Okay. All right, play. Yep. Hold on, it's coming up.
Is the audio coming through or not?
No, don't worry. We don't need the audio.
Okay, good, because I just muted it, because all I could hear was
Here. Okay. Press play and then pause. Do you notice anything that just happened in that last 2 seconds?
Cameo. Oh, the screen, the color changed?
No.
No.
Press play a little bit again. Keep going. Pause. What do you notice about Sub-Zero?
He is not wearing a mask.
Yes, and he is wearing a mask in the fight. So they've done the same MK11 thing, which I absolutely detested.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. So anytime
They
there's fatal
remove the
blows,
mask for fatal blows and fatalities.
yeah, and then they throw it back on.
That's such a shame. That's actually really disappointing.
No, that was a really good observation, though.
Maybe it gets knocked off.
No, it like
no,
you
it
go
was,
back.
it was just
You'll
like
look now. See,
cut
he's
away.
wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It just disappears.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
OG Kid. It'd be hilarious to see Zero and Keanu in the same game since Daniel Bernhardt and Keanu have basically been best friends since Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing. I really just want to see Zero.
Daniel Bernhardt talked about that a bit in
he'd do it as well. He said he'd love to.
Yeah. All right, should I keep going?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
In Chicago to build this through COVID, and it's coming out in September, so we don't have to wait long, right?
That's right. With this.
Okay, wait. He said that they were working on it in Chicago throughout, that which shall not be named on this channel because.
Well, we can say it now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I guess. Okay. Well, they said they were working on it through COVID, but Combo Breaker is when they were announcing Mortal Kombat 11, and that got canceled because of COVID. That was like the very start of COVID. So it sounds like they basically just started working on this game immediately after 11 came out, or 11 was
That's
announced.
what it seems like, because I'm pretty sure it's been said somewhere that they've been working.
So MK11 came out in April of 2019.
2019, yeah.
And the first known case of COVID that in the US at least was January of 2020. So yeah, that basically would be within a year.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't Combat Breaker. Final Combat is what I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Final
But
Combat.
yes, so and now here we are, 4 or 5 years later, and we're finally getting this game. Like that's
I mean, it's just interesting to me because I was always commenting about how they seem to have dropped support for MK11, and they kept talking about how it's the longest supported game, but they are literally proving to us that they did not work on it that long. In fact, they have just outed themselves as not having done that by straight up saying we've been working on this for 4 years. 4 years now, 2019. So basically, once MK11 dropped, you basically dropped it for MK1.
Well, no, because they still released stuff for MK11 even after 2019.
But when did they stop? When was the last content we got for it? And that's the thing that I like.
Okay, so you want to know when was the last MK11 patch?
I feel like we need Evil Star Legacy's content infographic again.
Oh gosh, I wish I knew where that was.
I can get it off him right now.
I think the final patch was December of 2022, wasn't it?
Final patch?
Oh, history just gave us a confirmation.
Can confirm they immediately started on Aftermath the day after 11's release. Yep. And then once we got Aftermath, we got the following content pack was the Rain, Melina, Rambo. Is that correct? And that was the last thing we got. And that was 2020, was it not?
Oh, I was just thinking about the last update patch. I wasn't thinking about when the last character was.
No. See, update patches, I'm sorry, but to that extent, the way that they patched it, I won't give them that. Especially with how they balanced it.
But I guess they're still working on patches for MK11, even as they're working on MK1. So they were doing both concurrently.
Yeah, no, but my point is they were talking about how MK11 was the longest supported game, but in reality, the support they actually gave us, at least in terms of content, dried up with the Rain Melina pack, and that was very, very spaced out between Aftermath. And then after that, it was just balance patches, which in reality also did not really do much. If anything, messed up the servers for certain regions as well.
Okay.
Really sucked. But that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like they kind of just admitted to dropping MK11 very early on. Which, I mean, with how MK1's looking, cool, that worked out great. But it wasn't fun at the time.
All right, I'm going to keep playing here.
If we can get Evil Star Legacy's...
I pinged him. We'll bring that up if he sends it over.
This has been a very difficult secret to keep over the last 4 years, and so but we could not be more excited.
So they got Jean-Claude Van Damme 4 years ago
on it, and throughout the summer we're going to be showing a lot more content, a lot more characters, a lot more cameo characters. So there's a lot of reveals that are coming up.
Amazing. Well, Ed, thank you so much for giving us
by the way.
What was that?
Technify. Technify, you actually said something. Something that I haven't seen get talked about enough is the next-gen rendering. In the select screen, the characters clashing, we go into the fight in real time, no loading screen or anything. So seamless and so indicative of NRS as the greatest innovators of the genre. We actually did talk about that. We focused on that. We were saying how the pre-fight dialogue leads directly into the fight and how that's actually pretty crazy. They're definitely making use of the next gen in that sense. And, you're right. Like it's crazy to see considering how far we've come.
And it's not easy to pull that off. There's a lot of tricks involved in kind of disguising the loading time, and putting some content up immediately while it's still loading the background, other stuff.
Yeah. Also, History makes a very good comment on what I was saying. Despite the small team, it's quite common for the team to be split in half to bounce between the games. So QA could have been doing the patches for 11, whilst the design team did concept art for 1. Very true as well. That's a fair point. Yep, I can see that being the case. I mean, this part of the video is really just them saying,
look at MK1, as you said, this weekend people will be playing at Press and Media, so we'll be seeing lots more coverage, lots more characters to reveal on the main roster and cameos.
Not a lot more characters.
Thank you so much. First look
at
Mortal Kombat. Awesome.
Because we've already identified them all, right?
Well, I mean, if you go back to the roster part of this section.
I wrote down 9. I've got 9 of them.
That was the cameos. Yeah, that was 9. Yeah.
9 cameos.
Let me see if I can just get you a picture. That'll be easier. So
that'll
here. This image.
Oh, you got a picture for me.
The main roster, which we can confirm based on the image from today, is 24 characters. It seems to be split into 3 sections of 8.
Yeah, I'm curious about the sections too, if that means anything.
Exactly. And the reason that makes me say that as well is that the cameo roster does not have that split.
Right.
I've sent you both now.
I wonder if it's going to be different realms of maybe something like that.
Well,
or
say
like
that, but we've got
I see. Kenshi and Katana are the same one.
Yeah,
Sub-Zero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could just be just a stylistic choice, really.
Yeah, and some of the stuff can get swapped around as the game gets closer to the final build.
They did that with MK11 as well.
Yeah.
This looks so much like MKX's character select screen.
Yes.
Yeah, they did that not just with MK11. They've been doing that with MK versus DC. They did that with MK Deadly Alliance. Some of the weapons and the fighting styles were swapped in the final build.
Yeah.
Versus like the E3 and the other pre-release versions,
In fact, now that you mention it, going all the way back to Armageddon, I know that Rain was supposed to have a different weapon, and then he got something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. It's a good point. Now,
isn't it cool how Jax has his cigar?
Yes, I was gonna say that actually, and I totally forgot earlier.
Yeah, and it's
looking
not
classic
common.
Jax.
It's not common at all for a character to have tobacco in this current era. So
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
yeah, you don't see that anymore. Like even when they do like remakes and stuff of movies and a character used to smoke or something, it's like no, we can't show that. But I mean, I guess this isn't a kids cartoon or something. But yeah, we don't see a lot of smoking.
Mortal Kombat 1 is a kids cartoon.
Right.
Now, what's interesting here is that when they choose their characters, it straight away goes into the cameo roster.
Mm-hmm.
So that could answer questions on whether or not it's going to be optional or not. I personally believe, like I said earlier, it's not going to be optional. I think that it's the main core aspect of the game now. As Ed has said, we've moved past variations and stuff. This is our new thing, so they're going to be pushing it as much as possible. And I don't know. I'm watching that pre-fight dialogue.
Translation, yeah.
Especially the cryo arms, man. That is so good on sub. Does he have them constantly?
I haven't noticed if he does.
Let's find some other footage. He does. He has gauntlets at least.
Really?
No, they're not constantly icy. No, he has gauntlets though. I was thinking if they were icy in mid combat, but I think it's just during specific moves and during the pre-fight dialogue.
I think
Striker,
the best version of Jax that they've ever made. You know,
yes, totally agree.
Other than the digitized ones, I think Jax's finally looked the best he has as a 3D model.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is the best Jax I've seen. Like he looks classic and yet also, what's the word? I suppose just between the technology, totally advanced since back in the day, and yet it fits perfectly with how he looked back in the day as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's the perfect blend of old and new. I mean, dude, he doesn't even have his metal arms here.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. He doesn't.
One interesting observation I just came to is that Striker is not John Cena.
Striker's what?
Like not John Cena. Like we were all sort of discussing a long while back.
Yeah, but
I can't tell, but it doesn't look like it's John Cena.
There's still other rumors out there which we're not really gonna dive into.
Yeah, let's not dive into that for now.
Yeah, so who
what?
knows?
Dive into what? What are you talking about?
The leaks that we don't want.
The rumored leaks.
Arenas
so
are beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, I just want to hang out in Johnny Cage's mansion.
Coming here from Jasper.
This is my favorite. That bar stage is called the Fengjian Tea House. Huh.
Jasper did say that somewhere on.
Thank
during
you,
the stream?
thank you, Jasper, for bringing the tea.
I watched it several times in 0.25 speed. Yeah, I've done the same, trying to get all these screenshots for the memes I'm going to be making.
The memes that we've already existed. And quick shout out to
dude, go right back to that. I'm sorry, in the trailer, please.
Just
go right back to that. That kick from Liu Kang is just so cool. Look at this.
Oh, that
is
bicycle
so
kick
badass,
variation
man.
With the alternate like blue lightning and fire effects. Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, it's a bicycle kick, right? Yeah, like of some kind.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that might be.
I don't know what the official name is that they're gonna give that kick, but I agree with you. It's an amazing one.
His animations look really, really cool in this. And that animation just there from Raiden, by the way, was straight out of MK11.
Yeah.
How he does the lightning around him.
I mean, you recognize the arm movement. It's very familiar if you used to play Raiden a lot.
Yeah, and there as well, where that was MKX actually. What I just saw, where he sort of like does the lightning to the side. Sorry, Phantom, you wanted to give a shout out to somebody.
Oh, actually, to you and Tabmon both. You were mentioning the memes that you've been working on. So if you guys aren't following Tabmock and Mortal Kombat Meme Realm, make sure to do that, especially on Instagram, where like just the two of them have pages of these video and photo memes all over the place, which are awesome. So Mortal Kombat Meme Realm and Tapmock99 on Instagram. Be sure to check them out.
And it's my turn to say something nice for once. Phantom also deserves a shout out because every time I have an idea for a video meme, which I cannot do because I suck at editing, I make him do it.
Yeah,
and he's kind enough to say yes.
I complained the whole time, so
No, I think you guys are both great. I mean, look, I made one of those memes one time with Sonya from MK Annihilation, and you came up with an even better one.
I just tweaked it.
We're all inspired by each other.
Yeah.
It's Zaldivar. Anybody else thought Goro was Durak, his brother first? I thought it was Goro immediately. I wasn't sure.
I don't think they're gonna have Durak.
I would love to have had Durak. That would have been so much cooler to me than Goro. I'm sorry, I mean, love Goro, but
if Goro was a main character, like main roster character, then Durak could have been cool as a cameo. But I think if he's not making main, then it makes more sense to have Goro as the cameo. Although I would have liked to see Kintaro, honestly.
I just want to point out something real quick. We've kind of made fun of the Arcanas and stuff like that, but have you noticed the new tagline?
It's in our blood.
Yeah. So,
yes, superpowers are passed on genetically. That's been established as canon.
Yeah, true. Okay. I'll give you that. That's true.
Malator has a good comment, and I did notice this earlier when I mentioned the hammer. I like how Sub uses an ice skull and spine like a flail. It's actually interesting seeing all the ways that they come up with Sub-Zero to use his ice ability.
That reminds me of the opening for MK Shaolin Monks, where Sub-Zero rips out the head of a masked guard and then turns around and smacks somebody with it.
Yeah. That is still one of the best cinematics we've ever had in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and the trailer restarted, and I just love the dive. I love the kick. I guess you could say they're in a dive bar. Okay, it's a tea house.
Jasper saying what we were saying earlier. They are saying Kenshi is Yakuza because of the tattoos on his hands. Yeah, that's kind of what we were getting at too, actually.
And
Phantom had a good observation on that.
So in Japan, Yakuza do not have tattoos anywhere that are visible, because tattoos are very taboo in Japan, and anybody who has a tattoo is associated Yakuza. So you can't, if you have it as a Westerner, if you go to Japan and you want to go to like a swimming pool, a public pool, or anything like that, or a gym even, you'll get kicked out if you have tattoos. And so what the Yakuza usually do is they won't get, if you look at Yakuza tattoos, they're always cut off at like their wrists, or even like where the shirt, if your shirt's opened up, they have it on both sides there so they can open up their shirt without their tattoos being shown. So the fact that no, I'm not doing that. So the fact that
Yakuza tattoos confirmed.
The fact that Kenshi has Yakuza tattoos on his hands is not very Yakuza-like. You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But
we could just all be associating it with Yakuza, and it could just be that he's just that kind of guy who has the tattoos.
I think it's probably Yakuza related. It's cool looking. It's a great design, but yeah.
Would Liu Kang be kicked out with his Fire God tattoos?
Yeah, Fire God tattoos. But I do have a feeling that Liu Kang could just snap his fingers and make his tattoos go away anytime he wanted.
He can make them glow, can't he?
He could burn them away.
He could burn them out.
He could do time travel shenanigans to make it so he never got tattoos in the first place.
Ogie Kid has a good comment. Is Kenshi perhaps a member of the new leader of the Black Dragon?
That would be crazy. I could. That would be interesting if it was Red Dragon, actually.
Well, you cannot.
What about the drip?
You cannot leave the Black Dragon clan.
Once you're a member, you're always a member.
Once you go black, you never go back.
Somebody needs to clip that from this
video. Send this over to Ed. Official Mortal Kombat 1 reaction tab block.
But do you guys really think Kenshi is a Black Dragon member?
I don't. But it would be cool if they did something like that. You know,
it would be a twist.
Yeah.
And which Suhao poster? Are you being serious?
Oh wait, is there a Suhao poster in this one?
Is he selling watches?
I'm missing this. He's selling watches. MK9.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Because if you are, tell us the exact timestamp. I need to see it right now.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I did not catch any Suhao poster, but I know that there are people watching this, like they said, at quarter speed to try to slow down everything and get a good look.
Speaking of which, I just realized that aside from the pink flamingo, more importantly, Johnny has a floaty, inflatable duck with sunglasses.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, that's awesome.
How expensive were those sunglasses, do you think?
$500.
About $500, yeah. I find it hilarious that Kenshi's kind of just tied up in a chair. At some
I love
point.
how Kung Lao just threw his hat at Sub-Zero, and it was just an annoyance.
That's kind of why I feel like Kung Lao is not going to earn his hat. I know we were talking about that
who
earlier.
just throws a hat? Well, look, this whole fight scene he doesn't have a hat on, and he's not
Yeah,
doing
but-
any hat moves.
Yeah, but
He
that's my
threw it
point.
away.
He normally fights with a hat, but he doesn't have it on there because he's not in combat. So I don't
This
think he's
might
earning it. He
be-
just doesn't have it there.
This might be a story mode fight. Remember, like
what I
sometimes they'll
think.
do stuff like Sonya's got to fight without her gauntlets in this match. You know?
Yeah. That's what I was insinuating, Yanni.
Suha poster
Suha
38.
poster 038. Let me see if I can get there. I don't really have a time control on this.
In the tea house?
Yeah, I have no real time controls on this app,
I
unfortunately.
see it. Oh my god, you are amazing for catching this.
Send me a screenshot. so I can
Oh
post
my
it.
god. This is amazing. I cannot believe anybody caught this.
I like how everybody's just kind of sitting around like enjoying tea house, and the Scorpion Sub-Zero walk in and start fighting with everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Okay, so who found this? I need to credit them because I'm 100% posting this. This is amazing.
That is so cool. Hold on. Let me
Oh
throw
my
this
god,
up.
what a catch!
I gotta share this window. Hold on a second. Okay, so yeah.
Oh,
There-
wow.
What a catch! What a catch!
That was amazing.
This-
was that
This is how most 3D characters make their appearances in the NRS era.
Hey, it's a cameo.
Well, cameo actually has a specific meaning now, so not quite.
This is amazing. I cannot.
Oh.
I'm so glad that the stream went on this long just so that we could find this out. This is
Pedro, and Zaldivar. Thank you. Zaldivar says he thinks it came from Chrome, but that's another streamer.
what I'm
Another
doing
stream
is
that
I'm
he's watching.
posting it. If I need to update the credit, I will. But I'm crediting Pedro, and Zaldivar for now.
Yeah, it's a great catch. That's awesome.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
So now we need somebody to print out these posters so that we can hang them up on our wall.
Yeah. I need a. I wonder if the kanji is Suhao also.
Another cast?
Oh, was it? That's cool. Ogie Kid says, I wonder if the bladeless hat is a fun nod to Mortal Kombat Legacy Kung Lao. I think it's more kind of like origin story hat. Because we see him throw the circular thing, so I think they probably just incorporate that in the next part of the next chapter.
What if this means he's actually playable? What if he's part of the story?
Suhao's cameo is confirmed.
Hey,
Oh my
it's still better than a Cole Young cameo.
Still better
you
than
know?
Jackie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Technify says at 039 of the trailer, the comment in the background has a picture of past and present Kano from Mortal Kombat 11 and a picture of Scorpion with somebody else underneath it.
Well, this screenshot is from 38 seconds.
Yeah,
so
Yanni, you gotta
we
go
won't
one
have
more
to wait
second.
much longer to get to that.
Wait, what?
Go to 039. Technify says that there's a column in the background that has a picture of past and present Kano, and then a picture of Scorpion with somebody else on it.
I don't see that because I mean that just already that the Suhao was at 39 for me. I'm not sure where I should. Oh,
You got it?
See
Zaldivar
Kano.
also says he thinks the Suhao poster is a wanted poster. I believe that.
yeah,
is
it does
probably
look like I wanted poster. I was thinking the same
Yeah.
thing.
Do you got a different screenshot or from?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you, but I don't see. Oh, even better. You're right. You are 100% right.
Await says, is Suhao a Chinese character now? All his designs look Chinese with the PLA officer look with
No.
Chinese name, etc. It would be more fitting.
He
as
was a
Chinese
member
character.
of the Chinese military at one point,
Yeah,
wasn't he? Is
exactly.
that the timeline?
All right, so here's that other screenshot from Technify was referencing. Oh, look at that.
That's old school Kano.
Yeah, just hanging out underneath the Suhao poster. And he said Scorpion's on here too?
I don't see Scorpion. I see Kano, but I can't see close enough to see whether or not that's Scorpion under there.
Gosh,
And as Malador points out, Suhao is a Chinese name. Yeah, he was always supposed to be a Chinese character.
He needs to come back.
Well,
stop selling watches.
Yeah. He kind of fits in with the whole clock theme, though, you know?
It's about
What's interesting here is that we see both a young and older Kano, apparently.
Do you think it's
how does
Kano
that
and Kano?
work?
I don't think
I mean,
it's two Kanos.
he has the mustache just like an MK11.
I'm telling you, the cameo version of Kano is from an alternate timeline.
I believe that's true. I think it's weird that they would do that with them trying to not do timelines anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of confused there.
But yeah, I think they're using cameos to just throw anybody in there that they want to.
Yeah.
Like, cameos don't fit in with the story anymore.
Well, maybe they do.
I hope they don't.
I don't know. I mean, and if rumors are true that we're getting, like, guest characters as cameos, then that's how, like, it's definitely not going to fit in, you know? Like, imagine if Freddy Krueger was a cameo, for example. Like, he's just there doing Freddy Krueger stuff.
Well,
Not
I
saying
think,
that's
I
gonna
think
be
the
a guest character.
cameos will be explained in the way that mirror matches were kind of somewhat explained by alternate timelines or Shang Tsung's magic or any other number of possibilities why there's two versions of the same character fighting each other, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think cameos will get an in-game explanation.
I hope so.
But you're not going to like it if you don't like time travel.
Yeah.
Malador says it could just be fan service. Lol, I'm trying not to take the lore super seriously since they're basically wiping all previous lore away. I mean,
we still take the lore seriously regardless.
Yeah, and if those other timelines happened, and that's why this timeline exists, and if it's still possible to reach out across timelines, then, you know, there you go.
Now,
Okay, yeah,
I asked
yeah.
Phantom to bring up this part. Is it just me, or like, am I the only one who gets Christopher Lambert Raiden vibes from this?
Proven worthy
Oh,
of
yeah.
joining us. Come.
You know what I
There
mean?
are
I'm
other
thinking like
champions,
shit,
I must
Christopher
gather.
Lambert.
You're talking about the opening scene from 1995.
Yeah, that too, and also like when they're traveling and everything. Like, I don't know, I just get that vibe.
Well, because he's a god now.
Sure,
You
but
have
I just
proven worthy
that
of
doesn't. I
joining
don't know how that
us.
even fits.
Come. There are other champions, I must gather.
I mean, with the get up and his sort of how he's approaching them and talking, etc. You know, like I don't know. I just really get that Lambert Raiden vibe from the '95 movie.
The hood makes him a little bit more mysterious, allows him
Yeah.
to not attract too much attention to himself. It's cool.
I don't know. I just thought it was pretty interesting, and honestly, this scene as well. Look at the masks, man. Sub-Zero's mask is just so cool.
I love that Liu Kang is Fire God now.
I like how he introduces himself as Lord Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Humbucker 5150. Hello there. Just wanted to ask, is it just me or did the gradual camera movement with the characters, even when they jump in the air, give anybody else a Killer Instinct vibe? I actually mentioned exactly this, how the camera was very dynamic. And now that you mentioned Killer Instinct, I definitely get what you're saying too. That was actually pretty cool. I wonder how that'll feel. It's something definitely new to Mortal Kombat, I think, as far as I can remember. So it's pretty interesting to see how that affects our gameplay, really. I can only hope that Lord Liu Kang has Lambert's sense of humor. Raiden's
Sense
been
of
way too
humor.
dry of a character for way too long.
I kind of think he
quite
does.
serious.
Because the way he kind of laughs after he's like, oh, we got to go find other people. Also, this trailer really gets rid of that fan theory that Raiden's going to be that Liu Kang is going to be a bad guy.
Does it?
I think so because
Well, anything can though.
Yeah, true.
It's clearly early.
What?
Yeah, this
what
is the setting the tone for the beginning part. You know,
what if the
look,
ending everybody
we
dies?
saw Raiden go dark in MK11. You remember? Even when Dark Raiden
Yeah.
disappeared and Light Raiden had the amulet and it was slowly corrupting him, like we kind of see that gradual descent into the dark side.
What
as
if
we did
everybody
for Anakin
dies and we
Skywalker.
get a dark Luke Hang at the end of this?
Hey, he kind of looks dark right now.
Got the fighting game support image finally. Phantom, if you wanna
Oh,
check out that.
okay.
Oh, dude.
Someone was asking me about Belloc, and I actually know the answer. And I may be one of the few people left who remembers this stuff, so I guess we could talk about that if you guys are okay with it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Question for Tabmock: was Belloc designed by the MK team or Eurocom? The wiki says Belloc was an unfinished character for MK4 that Eurocom accidentally revealed. So I was speaking a long time ago to one of the Eurocom developers named Mark Hetherington. He designed, well, Eurocom designed, accidentally left him in on a unfinished disc for MK Gold, which they sent to Game Informer, and which Game Informer played and then took screenshots and then posted them. So I was always curious, like I was asking him questions like, did you send the screenshots to Game Informer? No, they sent the whole build of the disc to Game Informer, and Game Informer got the disc, took the screens themselves and published it. And that's when Midway realized what Eurocom did, and they said, you have to take him out. And they said, okay, we'll take him out. Now, you may remember that there was some unused data in MK4 that was then accessible via GameShark. And Midway told Eurocom, when we say you have to take out Belloc, we mean you have to take out all traces of him. We don't want people going in with the GameShark and still playing as him. So they said, okay, we will remove all traces of Belloc from the game. So that's just some insider baseball, what happened to him.
So interesting to look back on that and wonder if he'll ever make it back in somehow, you know, like officially.
My guess is probably not anytime soon. There's certain types of rumors and there's certain types of things that the Mortal Kombat team likes to take from the fans and then make them real. And there's certain kind of stuff that they don't want to touch. This, to me, kind of falls into the category of stuff they don't want to touch, as opposed to something like Scorpion and Sub-Zero being brothers. That's a cool fan rumor that they made real. Who knows? Maybe they'll even have give us a cameo from Zebron. I think Zebron is far more likely than Belloc.
I would love to see Zebron. Just saying.
I'd like to see. I just read Humbucker's comment that I just immediately went to respond. I would love for obscure characters to make it. Hydro, Chrome, Tremor, Hornbuckle, etc. Tremor has a good chance of making it somehow. Ed has specifically tweeted that prior. I'm hoping it's as a playable character rather than.
I'm pretty sure they said though that Chrome was never going to come.
And Fourth Snake made a video where he showed that Hydro probably has a good chance of making it happen, just because there's so much of a push from the fans.
Hydro would be interesting.
And
NetherRealm doesn't mean we lose Rain.
NetherRealm listens to the community on this stuff.
I really just hope it doesn't mean we lose Rain.
It's the same thing.
You know. Yeah, he would. I know what you mean. I know what you mean because they already have a water-based character.
I'm pretty sure Ed has said in the past that we're never going to get Chrome as a character.
He has said that.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think it was a fan who created him.
Oh, is that
well, that was like a mistake from the Statue Factory.
Yeah, that's true. Dilara has a really cool original character who would actually be very fitting for Mortal Kombat. I'm not usually one for like OCs, but really fits like the theme. Very, very cool. Humbucker as well with Smoke not being playable in 12 years. 100%, man. I still cannot believe we didn't get him. Human Smoke, please.
You might get a cameo.
I just want to see the team up that we've always needed. And I don't care if it's with Human Smoke or Cyborg Smoke, but one of them needs to team up with Jax. Okay? He needs a light for a cigar, and then Smoke has to be able to give it to him.
I can see the intro. Jax walks out. And then smoke comes out of his mouth.
We managed to get that picture, by the way, that we mentioned earlier about the time of support. Now, a couple of disclaimers by the creator.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Oh, yeah.
Who posted
this went everywhere. This was Evil Star Legacy, our friend, and he has a couple of disclaimers. Says, firstly, there's a typo in the title.
I thought this was so
And
great.
Dragon
though.
Ball Xenoverse is not a fighting game. Just saying what he said to us. But this is very interesting to look at because you see the comparison of support in fighting games, and you just look at NRS titles in comparison to the rest.
That's ridiculous. Valhalla's been around that long too.
Valhalla, yeah.
So, yeah.
And the best part is, in that time, since Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter is only just now moving on to the next game.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. I mean, when I saw this chart, I thought it was amazing.
It's a very well done chart. He has he's the guy who helped me out with the last Mortal Kombat eras infograph. That
yeah, I remember. Evil Star Legacy is one of the good ones.
Big thanks to him, always helping out when Phantom is too lazy. And but yeah, no, it's very interesting because you see just how little support the NRS games have, and I don't say this as a way to hate on and insult NRS. It's just more of a sort of a plea after this observation.
And NRS kind of moves on to the next title quickly.
Leave some team behind for it, as history mentioned earlier that they kind of do to an extent anyway. Leave it part of the team behind so that they can continue adding while we wait for that next game. Why leave it dry for so long? Loads of us want to continue playing these games. Like, if they continued with balance patches and stuff and changing certain things about Mortal Kombat 11, I'm pretty sure it would have had a much better reception than a much better opinion on it than it does now. And
leave some developers, not just quality assurance. Like, leave actual developers to work on the game longer.
Yeah,
and develop it.
Well, but when you look at this, I mean, if you just eyeball it from MKX and then look down at MK11 and then look down at games like Tekken 7 and Brawlhalla that have lasted from MKX to past MK11, the difference is insane.
And DC makes a good point.
I couldn't imagine them releasing MKX patches and stuff like that while MK11 is the game they're supporting. You know what I mean?
Should,
yeah.
You know, instead of just dropping ads for the next game into them, why not just continue to update them? Because I don't know. That's the one thing that worries me. And this is what I was saying. DC has a good comment here. It's not NRS, it's WB Cool. Whether it's WB or whether it's NRS, this is like.
I mean, the idea isn't right. The idea isn't it's NRS or it's WB. The idea is MKX is getting supported and MK11 is getting supported.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've dived quite deep into the game. Phantom, you want to go through just a little bit of gameplay just for the end as we before we wrap up? A bit of the actual gameplay itself. If there's anything we've missed potentially. I love this, by the way. Like this whole interaction here, Kenshi. This is so MKX and MK9 and 3D era, and I know I said that already, and it's just you see it in such crazy detail here. It's
the biggest complaint people had about MKX was how dark it is, and
they fixed that.
Yeah, this is not
so vibrant now.
Yeah, exactly. These colors are super bright. It kind of gives me a Tekken feel to it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me.
Actually, I was kind of thinking the same thing. This background is perfect. Like I said, I can't wait to do a green screen video from Johnny Cage's mansion. But it does somehow look like something they might do in a Tekken game. But hey, it fits perfectly though.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does for that character. And then all their Asian aesthetics that they're using in these other levels that we've seen. So if you're counting, this is our second level. No, third, counting the tea house.
Can you go back to the bit where Jax comes into this cameo, please? I just saw something hilarious.
Also, Liu Kang has a cool kanji on the back of his outfit now. I didn't really get a chance to see what that was.
All right, here, watch this. Watch Jax come in, okay? Comes in, amazing gotcha grab, and then he just jogs off screen.
Yeah, he does the classic. He does the classic MK2 move, you know, the backbreaker.
And then, okay, bye.
That's it. That's it. No, it's perfect though. They come in, they do the one move, and then they're out of here.
Humbucker
level 4.
Says, I don't know how I feel about Kung Lao not using his hat though. Like I said earlier, I fully believe that he actually usually uses his hat, and that's why he automatically throws it.
Oh, he used it later on.
I made a joke about that on a post, but I genuinely believe he has the correct hat, and he just didn't have it at that point in time.
Yeah, I think they're gonna weave how Kung Lao first started using his hat into this game.
I think so.
I don't know what made me think that was a cameo version of Raiden. It just looked a lot more like classic Raiden when they had him back there, you know?
What's the gameplay? Oh, this is the gameplay I was talking about. I was on the gameplay, the game overview, Phantom. Sorry, it's the wrong video.
Oh, yeah.
One where we could actually see the meters and stuff.
What do you think about the crazy looking costume for Goro? That's like the one cameo that doesn't have an old school outfit.
In my opinion, because he shows too much skin.
Oh, yes, actually, good point.
Again, I say this every time, I'm sorry, but America and its fixation on people can't show skin, but we're okay to show gore.
Well, they showed it for Jax, though, in MK2.
Shirtless here, too.
Here.
But he's wearing pants.
Yeah, he's shirtless here. That's what I meant.
On. What do you mean?
That's my point, though. They're not doing it with Goro, for example, who's known for wearing pretty much
no
underwear.
pants. Oh, yeah.
Just the loincloth?
Yeah. Not even a loincloth, just underwear.
Yeah.
Baraka's loincloth man now. In MK11.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Well, you know, I will say this: it's not an outfit that's fit for a prince.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not royalty.
I disagree. It's just different culture.
It's
you guys are Americans, so you think, oh
I'm
no,
just
he's
saying,
showing
it's
it.
not very big.
But okay, let's watch these guys beat each other's brains out. That's cool too.
Yeah.
So I meant the other video, if you don't mind.
Do it, but with a shirt on. Right. I get it.
I counted 7 levels. Just I don't know if anybody else was keeping track of that, but there's 7 arenas.
Which ones were there?
What was that?
What were there?
I didn't name them. I was just counting. That's all.
Pointless.
Now you know.
7 levels is cool though.
Yeah. Well, we don't officially know the names, but we
Living
saw
Forest.
like Johnny Cage's mansion. We saw the tea house. We saw the Shaolin background.
There's a firework forest or firework area.
Yeah.
What about halfway in, Phantom? Just click anywhere halfway. I just want to see if there's anything we've missed, because we had that little bit of analysis, and I'm just curious if there's anything. So we go straight from the pre-fight dialogue into the pre-fight interaction. Shokin nips. I'm pretty sure the nips are still there. Don't worry.
I like how your cameo fighter kind of shows up with you too during that pre-fight.
So there's a dash. Go back.
Yeah.
There's a dash there. So he's dashing. We've got the dashes. I haven't seen any running, which is interesting. His throw is a cameo throw. I'm pretty sure we see an armored move at some point.
Well, we haven't seen any.
We see a continuation of the combo in the air. That's something we haven't commented on too. The combo continues in the air with the cameo. Pop up here. Did he just run? Go back?
Did who just run? Who were we looking at?
He runs. He's running.
Yeah. It's a slow run.
Back.
It's like Jax's little run.
No, but he's actually running. It's a mechanic. We're back to MKX, MK Trilogy.
His sword was behind his back when he was doing it.
Yeah. So running
Also,
confirmed. We've got dashes and runs.
I don't know if you noticed, but Sub-Zero's fighting with like an ice bow through a lot of his movesets.
An ice bow? Go back.
Yeah.
Like bow is in archery?
No, like a...
You mean a bow staff?
A bow staff.
No, that's a spear, I'm pretty sure.
See, watch it, you'll see it here.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Maybe he's got multiple. He's got more than one weapon. We've seen that already. AW8 or await. We can't tell what the breaker's using yet.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure that out for a while. But
there are limits.
Using a flail and a
They're
spear.
time-based.
So far, from what I can tell, there's a flail and a spear.
Okay.
So, guys, I've actually got to run soon, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me on. It was a very nice impromptu appearance here, and I always love hanging out with you guys and analyzing these trailers. It was so much fun.
Have you hop on, man. Yeah, thank you so much. We literally said we don't have a guest today, and then you just, hey, I'm here. So why not? Thank you so much for joining us, man. So much.
Dude, it was so much fun to analyze this with you guys and to really get into it and just to see it unfold. I mean, this is a great day for MK fans, and I'm sure we're going to get another reveal soon. Any guesses on to when the next one will be?
Actually, no, I have no idea.
Combo
now.
Breaker coming up?
We already had it.
No, Combo Breaker just happened. What's the next one that's coming? We have another tournament.
Evo, I think.
Evo. Yeah, Evo will definitely have something because that's right around the corner from the release itself. But there must be something along.
I also would like to give a shout out to MK Habit Addict, who actually gifted me this T-shirt that I'm wearing today on the stream. So I thought that would be a good thing to give him a shout out for that. And Yanni, Fan Tim, thank you again. I hope you guys get into a lot more arguments with each other after I'm gone and I can't be here. I won't be here to resolve them for you, so that'll be fun.
Tabmog, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody, make sure you check out Tabmog99's YouTube channel also, because his in-depth analysis is like as you've seen, like it's just nobody else can compare to that. So and be sure to follow him on Twitter at Tabmog99 and of course Instagram, where him and Yanni are posting crazy memes lately, which is fun for the youths.
Got our finger on the pulse of meme culture. All right. Well, hey, thank you again, guys. And thank you to everybody in the chat for being here. Have fun with the rest of the stream, and I will see you guys next time.
Thanks, Tabmog.
Peace.
So,
and
sorry, Phantom.
No, I was gonna say we'd also like to thank all of our listeners who are still on and all the ones that joined us today. If you aren't following us, please go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're at. Like and subscribe, because that helps us out. Kind of keeps the, I don't know, we don't really monetize this really, but it kind of gives us incentive to keep doing what we do. We love talking to you guys.
It's our passion project, and we enjoy it. And we honestly, as cliche as it sounds, we enjoy it like a lot more when there's many of you to enjoy it with us and discuss with us. We love, like, I know sometimes we get super into this discussion where we just don't look at the chat for a little bit, but we're always back and we're looking, and you're all coming up with some amazing stuff. Just that Suhao poster, for example, made my night, like more than the
I know,
trailer
that's so cool.
But no, thank you all so much. Honestly, been a lot of fun analyzing everything with you. Been a lot of fun proving Phantom wrong in front of you all, for you all, as always. Next time, again, I'm sure it'll happen. It always happens.
Did you though?
Oh, I did. I did. Don't even try. But also, big thanks to Mortal Kombat Online, Survived, Combatant, and Co for passing on their previous stream. I know that they streamed the entire Summer Games Fest, I'm pretty sure, and then passed on to us. I actually need to check out what I missed because we were prepping for the stream, and I know that I've missed some really cool stuff there. So I need to go and get in on that.
Yeah, Yanni got so excited about Diablo while we're trying to record.
Lies of P demo. I could be playing that right now, and I'm here chatting with everybody. But seriously, thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you again. I know he's not on the show right now with us, but thank you so much, Tablock99. Make sure you're following him. Really deserves all the support. He's been around longer than anybody really in the Mortal Kombat content creator universe. So please go show him your support. We obviously appreciate your support too. If you're not following us, you're just checking us out. Like, follow, subscribe, etc., etc. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm sure something else that I'm missing. Obviously YouTube. We're here right now. Twitch, etc. Either Realm Kast or Mortal Kombat Meme Realm. Mortal Kombat Meme Realm is on Facebook and Instagram. The rest are Realm Kast. So, check us out over there. Feel free to drop us a line anytime. We're on Discord as well, on the official Mortal Kombat Online server. So links in the description. If you're not on there, you can come chat with us there. We have a lot of fun in there as well. And looking forward to, any further Mortal Kombat 1 content that we might get, which we can go into analysis with you guys again.
Yeah, and this has been our 11th Soul stream. So thank you, everybody who's been joining us. If you're not following the Realm Kast, check us out, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. It's where we have our actual podcast rather than our live shows. And you can hear some awesome interviews with not just, basically anybody who's kind of contributed to the Mortal Kombat community. Some great guests that we've had on there. So if you're not already checking out the Realm Kast podcast, be sure to do that. And of course, you can always find us on Mortal Kombat Online. You can find Yanni and myself, Phantom, on the Mortal Kombat group on Facebook. And you can also find Yanni on the Mortal Kombat Meme Realm. So that is on Facebook and Instagram. So be sure to check that out.
as mentioned, we're on Discord through the Mortal Kombat Online official server. And just saying, right now we're in the middle of lots of Mortal Kombat news, obviously. So we're kind of putting Realm Kast podcast episodes on hold. We're still recording in the background. We definitely have a lot to bring you all, and that will come soon. But if there are any guests you'd like to have for us to have on the show, whether it be Realm Kast or Soul Streams, let us know and let them know. You know, that's a great way of getting us to collaborate in some way. But other than that, thank you very much, Phantom.
Yeah, and a special quick thanks to Uppercut Editions for their continued support. They are the ones that provide us with that infographic that we were showing you a little bit earlier, and some of the images that we brought up. Yeah. And the Realm Kast is, of course, the official podcast of Mortal Kombat Online.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This is the Realm Kast, and you can catch up with all our previous episodes on realmkast.com. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Thank you, everybody.